great. This is Sando Films. Make sure you check out the podcast Big Dookie Chain. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. You can find me at SandoFilms everywhere. Peace.
Right in the place to be is Big Dookie Chain. Oh my God, behind the cameras is Hush. Van Stylez right here. The co-host with the most, Tash, and across from us we have the man of the hour, Sandofilms.
What the fuck
Why'd you have to do jazz hands?
What the fuck just happened?
No, I did the
Holy
jazz
shit.
fingers because I wanted to. I don't know. Earlier
Sandofilms.
This morning I woke up and I watched that. You remember that Mr. Lift video where he does the jazz hands? And he's got all the Berkeley kids behind him dancing.
That was the reason.
Choreographed. I get up every morning and I watch that because underground hip hop. We kept that video even though he took it offline everywhere else. So I have my own personal copy offline. He can't take that from me.
I don't know, man. That right there, maybe that Starbucks and fucking like the extra 15 minutes just had you coming in there just like fucking raw. Like,
those simple carbohydrates,
Jesus
man. I had an
Christ.
everything bagel with the cream cheese.
Let's just mention to everybody that this guy, when he has a bagel, he just puts cream cheese on the section he's going to bite. I've never seen no shit like that.
Yeah, section by section, you have fresh cream cheese every time you get it in your mouth.
in high school, there
No
was this
pot
chick
and pause.
that fucking she used to put her ketchup on each individual fry, one by one.
Oh, that's
one by
ridiculous.
one.
Yeah, see, I don't do
I
that.
think maybe a little OCD.
He probably does do that. He's not going to admit it on camera, but he probably does.
I'm more of a mustard guy. You know what? I don't have.
Hold on, time out. You put fucking mustard on fries?
Hell yeah.
I do that too.
Yo, I have to mustered up the courage to
I
ketchup.
put mustard on Chinese chicken wings.
That's gross.
Okay, so you're wrong.
Do you put ketchup on
But
spaghetti?
you'll dump a
you put
chicken
ketchup on
nugget
spaghetti?
in mustard. It's the same
Yeah,
shit.
definitely in hot
Well, chicken
mustard.
nuggets don't have bones in them.
Well, yeah, it's the
No, they
McDonald's
don't.
hot mustard things. I always ask for like 6 or 7, and I have a whole stash.
You eat chicken with bone in
So
it?
you're the reason they charge for fucking mustards, huh?
No.
Yeah, because when you go to the fucking drive-thru and you
I
ask for
go
an
in and
extra
say,
one,
"Hey, you didn't give me my mustards," and they end up giving me 4.
you go back.
Sando, do you get
You know,
boneless? Do you get boneless?
I don't know if you know about this, but when you go to a drive-thru, when you say, "Give me some ketchup," they give you like 2 packets. Like,
No, I
what's
do
that
know.
gonna do? You say, "Give me a shitload of ketchups." And last time I did that, they filled the bag. It was like half full of
A
ketchup.
poop
packets.
load.
Ketchup, man, I had to give up ketchup, brother. You can't be eating that ketchup shit. It's just full of sugar and fucking
It's tomato
chemicals.
sauce and sugar.
No, it's not. It's just read
I
that package.
don't read the back.
You don't want to do that.
But did you hear what I said earlier? I have to muster up the courage to catch up.
Why do you do that? Okay.
No, because I want to make sure everybody
We
out there
all
watching
heard
this.
it.
Okay, but I feel like nobody acknowledged it.
That's what we do.
It was feeling unacknowledged.
As adults, we just move on from them ridiculous jokes that we absolutely heard.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise is what I like to eat my fries with.
Oh,
Anyway.
here we go.
Not mayonnaise, okay?
Okay, Pulp Fiction.
So Sando.
Yo.
When's the last time you massaged a girl's feet? If you're going to talk about Pulp Fiction.
Hey, I'm the massage.
When is the last time-
master. I'll be tickling enough.
This is why we do
You don't
interviews
be
together, so
tickling
we
or
can just,
nothing.
1-2 it like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Massage. When's the
I was-
last
I
time
was-
you've gotten a massage?
I was curious as well.
I don't know.
Has Sando?
I have a Theragun at home. I do it myself.
A Theragun.
I have one
What
of
the fuck
those.
is that?
Thing's a dope.
Has Sando ever gotten a hando?
Handy or a
fuck is going
hando?
on?
No,
I have no
hando.
idea what the
Handy
fuck is
J.
going on now.
Yeah, I'm a guy. What do you think?
Probably.
When I was a
So,
teen.
You said you just told me you use a fleshlight on
All right.
camera.
Relax.
He did.
Relax.
Lies.
Well, these guys know each other, obviously, so this is fucking.
I
this
do.
is
And
fucking
you know
ridiculous.
what? I got to show a little
When did I
respect.
meet you anyway? Do you remember?
Well, let's start. Where are you from?
I am originally from Hull, Massachusetts.
Can I crown this
Itasca
motherfucker
Beach.
first? He's
Oh,
on the Big Dookie
There
Chain.
you go. Crown that motherfucker.
All right.
first.
Can we get off the head?
You should come up with a method for this.
Oh, I need a better method.
You look like fucking.
Oh, is it just for the show? I had to get the keys in.
No, actually, that chain right there. So last week we had an episode where Van found an old video from underground hip hop that he filmed. That Hush was the
terrible.
Hush was it was.
Shaky as fuck.
Hush was the actual thumbnail, and it was Hush freestyling outside of an event in Middle East. And Van's intern was behind Hush dancing,
Dory.
wearing that chain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hush, how old were you, Hush, when you did that?
That was at the Black Poet Show.
He looked about 14 years old.
Yeah, I was gonna say. No, I was older than that, but the video itself was 14 years old.
Yeah. Young Hush. We've had Hush since he was a Hush puppy. We didn't even know it back then. Of all the people I randomly fucking am videotaping on the street, that motherfucker, and we made him the thumbnail image.
He must have.
Now,
been,
do you
he must have been
realize that the
impressed.
first hip hop show I ever shot was Hush's show?
Oh,
was
the
it that-
showcase.
Was it
Jesus,
for?
layers of the onion.
I was gonna say
And-
more
and
layers of the onion.
There would be no
The Hush
Sando
onion.
Films without Hush because he taught me a lot.
We'll get to it. We're gonna get to it.
What, not to film?
Well, we're talking about Hush. So
I
I'm
know,
just
because this guy's jumping all around. He doesn't know any of that shit.
Well, it's a jump around type of show.
This guy doesn't. We're not
House of Pain,
brother.
House of Pain.
You knew he was going to do this now. But this guy doesn't know anything about Hush. Has no idea about that stuff. We have to get to all that when we interview Hush. No, he had no idea he battle rapped. He didn't know anything about it.
Speaking of
He was
jump,
on ERS.
I understand that. That's what's crazy.
Hush wasn't on my
you know
radar.
You know what's even better? He judged a fucking battle that him and Pat G had, and Pat G was on the show, and he didn't even remember judging the battle between these two guys.
Because I wasn't judging it. The whiskey was.
Who won that one? Pat G won that one? I think Pat G won that one. But Hush got him back. Like they
We gave it to Pat G just because, you know,
he doesn't even
affirmative action.
But so people that don't know who you are, Sando, because there might be people that just don't. I know you're one of the most famous photographers in the world. I understand this, but
Videographer.
Exactly. See,
Videographer.
Like,
Wait, so when did you and I first meet?
Well, where's he from?
You're from
I'm
Hull?
I grew up in.
Let's get some background. You know, Sando existed before you.
I grew up.
you're right.
I grew up in Hull,
Now that I know how old
Massachusetts,
you are.
otherwise known as Nantasket Beach, Brockton by the Sea.
Brockton.
Oh shit, son!
No,
Brockton
that's
by the
what
sea.
we
Why don't
used
you
to
give a
call-
little insight on that? Because some people from Brockton might be watching right now.
No, because when I got locked up, and there was a lot of dudes in there from Brockton. They say where you from? I'm like Hull, and they like, oh, Brockton by the Sea, and I was just like, I never heard that before, so that's why I heard it. But it's a nice seaside town.
You know, I may have accidentally ended up there once or twice.
Probably on the beach, passed out.
On the beach, passed out.
Red
yeah.
parrot. This guy's a red
The
parrot. guy.
Batman suit.
He's a red
I know
parrot
all
guy.
about
With
it.
my fin sticking up, because if you're really cold and sleep, you sometimes get
So-
hard. Morning wood.
So, anyways, Brockton, Massachusetts. All right. So you're obviously a filmographer now.
I am a videographer,
Filmographer.
editor.
Whatever the fuck it is. I don't
Yes,
fucking
he's a
know.
filmographer.
I do music videos. I do commercial work now. I do promos, interviews, anything you can film. I can edit for you. You get a baby's birthday pie, I'll do that too.
So you're a hustler with a
Do you
camera.
I'm a hustler with a camera.
Do you do interviews at babies' birthday parties?
Not particularly,
Because
all they want to do is talk about Blues Clues and
That's something I wanna
the
see.
Shark Dewey.
Why
song
would you
and
be
all that.
interviewing the babies? Wouldn't you be introducing the parents? I mean, a baby interview would be terrible. Sando, come on.
Well, there's no interview. It's just a recap.
But you just told me you actually had a show though before. You were.
I did off the mic.
Off the mic.
And it was like it was my way of like getting to know artists. So I would go to a show and terminology would be there. I'd be like, hey, you think maybe I can do an interview real quick? He said, yeah, well, if you can catch me at the studio. So I went up the bridge, got him, Dutch Rebel. I did a great one with Chris Webby. So I
Are these online?
Right Hook. Like I just kind of, they're online on my channel. And then
What's the channel name?
The last one I did was at OG. And then I get super busy.
Is it on the Sando Films
It's
channel?
on the Sandofilms YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I think it's 24 episodes.
All right, it's not
well,
bad.
you just said you got super busy because Sando, you do have kind of like an interesting story when it comes to like this profession.
Yeah, if you were
How old are you?
I will be 53 in May.
53 in May.
So I'm an old motherfucker.
So, well, no, I mean, what just happened with the Grammys? Didn't fucking Killer
Yeah.
Mike at 48 just won the album of the year?
I know, but
Roll
Killer
39?
Mike's not that old.
That is true. That is true.
Dude, you look older than me.
Like
What
you
are
smell
talking
like potpourri. You smell like my grandmother's closet. Dude.
You smell like
Jesus.
Gina. You
Sando
smell
came
like
up-
Gina Tay.
It came with ribbon candy. Fucking.
Yo.
Fucking.
Yeah, it should
No,
be.
but so I mean, you kind of got into the game a little bit like later. What made you like want to even get into the game at all?
Well, I mean, I got locked up for a couple of years. I got out. I was working in a detail shop that me and my dad had. Wasn't making a lot of money. I always was into film, and I was just trying to figure a way to break into that. And I started filming.
No, you had a camera already?
No, well, I have my really good friend Tom Chia. He has a taekwondo team down in Rhode Island, and like one of the top teams in the country. And he had a video camera. It was just a Sony. It was like a video camera, like the old school style. And he said, hey, why don't you come to a couple tournaments and film? And so I started filming with him. I was going all around the country, and then like he kind of showed me how to edit. And I was like, I want to do some shit with music, because I always loved hip hop.
What year was this?
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah.
This was probably around 2012, 2013.
So when you say like editing now, the equipment that you use now for editing is must.
No,
like,
well, he had a.
you're not talking about
He's
film.
he's an Asian guy, so he had like all the top quality stuff.
Well, Jesus, what the fuck, guy? We don't
allow this kind of racism on the channel, okay?
What the fuck was
Just because
that,
is it
dude?
because you're Asian too?
This is something that he said directly from his mouth. He's a really funny guy.
Yeah, but
It's like I got all the.
Well, we probably have all the bells and whistles because we're cock Asian. Fucking
no. But my point of saying that is nowadays people have like like the point and shoot cameras, but back in the day, you might even have film. You weren't. It wasn't film. It was
No,
already.
it was a video camera that had SD cards.
Okay, so SD cards were already the.
Yeah.
But it was more the bigger version. It wasn't like the,
Yeah, it was the one that flipped out.
flipped
and you held
out.
it like this with a handle on top, and you did the zoom, like no attachable lenses. It
And
was just.
even when like you're editing shit like that, like what's the equipment like? Like even
Well, I mean, I originally learned on Sony Vegas with him. That was the editing software we used, which is, you know, they're all similar. They all have the similar thing, but you know, later on it was like you got to go to Sean. Sean's like, yeah, gotta get Adobe. You gotta get Adobe. It's the
hold on, people don't know who Sean is.
Sean's the Taekwondo.
Sean Hushharding.
Yeah, that's
all right,
Hush.
sir.
That's Rage 6.
We're talking about Hush.
Rage
now.
So
Okay.
617.
he didn't even know that
I
was Sean.
I
That's
didn't
what
know
I'm
we were
saying.
talking about Hush now. Okay.
Yeah. So that's Sean.
Oh, nice to meet you.
And so yeah, he goes by Hush as well. So yeah.
Sorry about that, Hush.
Yeah, it's all good. So
now I gave away his real name on.
well, no, we've talked about that on here as well too, but once again, he just doesn't remember. That's okay though. We're gonna get him there one day. We're gonna get him there one day. But so you started editing and shit like that. Now eventually you're doing kung fu videos, taekwondo videos, shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to like I was meeting Olympians. I did the Open in like U.S. Open in Vegas, so it was kind of cool. I was traveling all around the country.
Like the golf U.S. Open.
No, it's U.S. Open for taekwondo.
Oh, taekwondo.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've never heard of that. That's.
Have you done taekwondo yourself? Did it
Hell
inspire
no.
you to
No,
get in the ring?
I took karate for a couple of years, but I was garbage.
Okay.
Garbage.
Damn, that fucking
So
Massachusetts
like,
accent.
So how do you flip on the fucking? How do you flip from
Turning me on.
like taekwondo tournaments? No, how do you get into like? Do you go to like a hip hop thing with a big ass camera?
No, so I originally, once I was kind of, doing that, I said I'm gonna, start going to hip hop shows. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody.
Now
in
you still
hip-hop.
with the same like flip?
No,
camera?
I ended up. I had saved up some money, and the first camera I got was a Canon T16. Was T6i? I think.
Look at that Hush.
Yeah.
Well, because Hush knew. He's like, oh, that's a pretty good camera.
Okay.
And I went to Maggie's in Quincy, and he was
Okay.
doing a show there. And
Yeah.
I just walked in. I knew he was.
Oh, okay, all right. So this is your origin story. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
This is where you and Sean met.
Yeah, Hush is what we call him.
Okay.
Don't
So
fuck up
okay,
again.
so Van, so let's give preface to this. So Hush, will you give Van a little background of what you used to do with your shows and stuff, and how you would meet Sando?
And this is 2014.
Yeah, so I was throwing, if you remember back to the last episode, DJ LC, we were both actually throwing shows at
That's right.
Maggie's Lounge in Quincy, different nights. And one night Sando came in there, he did a recap.
Did you know him walking in?
I
They're
don't
like, who's
think
this
I
old
did.
dude?
No.
That's what he said.
I don't think I did know him.
That was the
He
whole-
just walked up to you and was like, "I got a camera. I want to do a recap."
Well, he just filmed a recap one time and then sent it to me.
Without consent?
I mean, I probably at the show.
I
was
think it was
probably
free
like,
promo for him. I was just thinking.
That's the way you move. That's what you really do when you
That's-
want to get in the thing. You
You
just
raped
do.
your way into the industry.
I
just-
did. I raped the fuck out of it.
Jesus.
Pillage this way.
This guy's trying to get fucking demonetized. He's just trying. But anyway, Sean, yeah, keep explaining to him what was going on.
Yeah, so I was doing monthly hip hop shows, a little like freestyles, open mics at the end, and that's pretty much the gist of it. We were doing it monthly. Sando came through. He did one of the recaps here with this was before he had the T6i. He had one of, like you said, the camcorder joints, and
Yeah.
he sent me the recap. I'm like,
He probably
what are you
laughed at
shooting
it.
now?
I was gonna say. So when you see an old ass guy, so Hushy, you're like 30, 31, 32.
I'm 34.
34, okay, and you're 52. So that's a big difference. Now, when the
Yeah.
old guy walks in with the old camcorder, are you?
Well, it's half your age plus 7, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You do the math.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, I was like, all right, well, any footage is good footage. You know what I mean? I'll definitely take the promo. But then at this point, I had already been, I wasn't as nice as I was yet either, but I had been doing music videos, and I still was always nice with a computer. So I was like, if you're going to be doing this, what are you shooting on? What are you editing on? Get
So
one of these type things. You know what I mean?
What like led you to Hush?
It was local. I didn't have a car.
I didn't have
Listen,
a car.
no, I didn't have a car. I lived in Hull. The only
That's
way
fucked up.
I had to
That's
take a bus
fucked up.
from I had to take an Uber from Hull to Hingham, and then a bus from Hingham to Quincy. I did this for years, like
Damn,
going to the Middle
you
East.
must have been hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Well, that's part of the thing too, like that people don't understand. You know, it's more than just having the camera and stuff like that too. Having to do all that fucking legwork. Because
Literally leg work.
well,
'cause you're walking.
I don't know if you know, to get to Hull. Hull is there's only one way into Hull, and on the other end is a ferry that goes to Boston. But the ferry doesn't connect to the beach, and the train stops in Hingham, and no buses go to the beach. So it's like a 2-mile walk.
Yeah,
like a 2-mile walk from like that train station all the way to the beach. They make sure that Brockton can't get to the beach. So there's no, that's what it is. They make sure of that shit. So even if like you come from Boston, you can't go from Boston to Nantasket. You can get to Hull Gut, but that's like what, a 1.5 to 2-mile walk?
It's a 7 miles.
This
from
is
the
the most
Hull.
granddad story of all time. So you had to walk like 6 miles up a hill in the snow and rain.
The first,
back in your day.
The first 5 years of my career, I did not have a car.
Jesus. Did you have rollerblades at least? You look like a rollerblader.
No, but I mean, I had to spend a lot of money on Ubers and trains. And then the worst thing is I go into a Middle East show that the headliner would come on and the last train out is 12:30. So I'd like miss all the best songs, but I went out and I'd stayed for as long as I could, and then I left.
Made it happen.
Jesus.
I had to make it happen.
You got to make it happen.
Yeah, so what made you care that much? What was your introduction to hip-hop?
Oh, man, hip-hop, I've loved ever since I first heard the message way back in 80.
Were you there when they were making it?
I was there in the studio, yeah.
Because you are
I
that
was
old.
I was like 13.
You're older.
Oh, I'm not old.
You were there
You're
for
older
the
than hip-hop.
Hip-hop
is 50. You're
Yeah.
52.
All right,
dude.
well, does that mean I was 2 when I started listening?
I don't know. Maybe. That's what the
First
interview's
song
about.
I heard was,
I'm trying to figure that out.
Grandmaster Fashion and Melly Mel.
Grandmaster-
What was the...
Mash
and
Mushtima.
I was a breakdancer, like
hold on.
all the suburban.
We got to get on the table right now.
Hold on.
I ain't doing no shit no more.
So wait a minute. So what breakdancing?
That was when
break a
breakdancing
hip.
first came out. It all became huge in the suburbs. All the suburb kids were doing it, and there were schools teaching how to do it and stuff. But I just learned just by watching stuff on
So
TV.
were you wearing Puma suits and
Oh, fuck yeah.
Dookie chains like back?
No, I wasn't wearing Dookie chains, but I definitely had Puma suits all day.
Ever the velour?
I've had the velour. I have a couple at home.
Nice.
What is the thing with you in the Puma suits? You love the. I've never seen anyone embrace Puma. Not even Jay-Z. I'm pretty sure you.
Yeah,
own
are they
the
paying
company.
you?
They should be at this point, for Christ's sake. I have literally 30 jackets with SandoFilms all over it.
Yeah, it's madness.
I got to get to a Puma route.
What made
Three's
you go
up for Boston.
What made you go the Puma route?
Because back in breakdancing days, all the people were in Adidas. It was either Adidas or Puma. And I don't know if you know the backstory behind that, but they were actually brothers.
Yeah. DD company. Yeah.
So I
have to look into this.
liked Puma because I liked they
Well,
had these
Nazis.
they had these jackets and it would have the thing all the way down. They were just cool looking, and I thought that you get a better spin with that material than the Adidas, because the Adidas was a thicker one, but the Puma was kind of a thinner.
This
one.
motherfucker.
I thought you were just
did it,
into
but
cats.
So that was a technological choice
It was, but they had way better colors.
because you were like the spin.
But I had both. So
Well,
it
I
was
don't
like,
see you rocking the fucking Adidas.
Yeah.
I have it,
yeah.
You're
yes.
in.
I have
You
it.
are
You are
in
Puma.
Massachusetts.
I have one coat like this SandoFilms. It's an Adidas one. I got it at a secondhand store, but it was a coat I'd never seen. So
Speaking of coats, you have a coat that I've also never fucking seen. Your shady coat. You have that fucking red
do.
Sando
No.
shady coat. I know it doesn't say Sando on it. It's a shady coat.
It's a black puffy jacket. It's the original Shady Limited.
Yeah.
I have that. And it's
Yeah,
in
it's-
perfect condition.
TJ Maxx exclusive.
It was.
But it's
Might have
like.
been Macy's. I don't know.
You probably got it when they still had it at Macy's.
But
Like,
just,
I used to have the Run DMC original sweatshirts. You remember those ones they had at Marshalls?
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
ones that the whole line came out. I had those, and I had them for the longest time, and then I.
and then you
threw 'em
just
out.
tack SandoFilms onto these.
No, they do it at the Puma factory. Yeah, actually.
No, but I'm just saying.
Shout out. To,
are you
to,
even allowed to do what you're doing? Is what I'm saying.
Shout out to Latab Headshots, who does all my graphics. He does a great job.
Yeah, but I'm saying does Puma like the fact that they have a Puma right next to your Sando Do they know that?
I don't think they really give a fuck.
Well, Eminem knows about Hush. Anything's possible. Stealing his
He's
verses.
stealing his verses left and right.
See, like now, no one that is paying any attention to anything that's going on right now has any idea what the fuck.
No,
you're talking
no.
about.
The best thing to do on a podcast
Hush.
is to have inside conversations
Hush.
that no
You gotta,
viewer can understand.
You got to walk us through what they're shitting on you for right now.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got a preface.
I'm sure it's a lot better when you all know each other.
Well,
preface
this
back
is
to-
still pretty good.
You guys got now. I'm gonna have real beef with Eminem after this podcast, but yeah. So back in 2009, I did the Vibe magazine contest. Never got my signed CD again. Brought up again, And then I hear a few
That's worth a lot of
few
money.
years later, I hear a line that I had recorded first, and then recently,
What was the
Eminem,
line? What was the line?
Don't sleep. Well, my version was "Don't sleep with your sheep, but fuck what you heard." His was like a shepherd having sex with your sheep, fuck what you heard. And then the new one was
You made it a hot line. He made it a hot song.
There's one line at the end.
Then the new one is catchphrase like animal control.
And you said that exact line.
Yes. It's on my Facebook from a month ago.
I like
on my video.
Hush has like TikTok videos where he like has a couple of these in a row and shit. He's broken these down. I've seen this shit. You have those, right? You have a video.
I love
but
when he-
that's,
I like
I'm
when he
not
does
saying.
that.
By the way, I'm not saying he took the line. That's just when you think of punchlines.
I mean, about what year do you think he started monitoring your Facebook page?
2009, dog. When I
When he
was
won the
top 10
contest.
in
And
the
do you think it's
five
him or is
magazines.
that a staffer on the shady?
No, Sando just figured it out. When you won the contest, that's when he started monitoring you.
Yeah.
And he couldn't have you on because then the world would know.
Those verses weren't
the
his.
lines.
Yeah, that's
Oh
crazy.
my
Exactly
fucking
what
God.
Nah,
Sando.
it's
All
just
the pieces are
it's
fitting.
a
Well, we gotta
great
have it all-
minds think alike, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, in a literal term, I beat him to the punch. That's a punchline right there. If you see
No,
that.
yeah.
So
nice.
is that directly at Eminem, what you're saying right there? Are you Benzinoing him right now?
Yeah, who did the better diss? You or Benzino?
We'll wait until
You
I
right
find
now
out
or
if I'm on this
Benzino?
Are you gonna
Netflix
come
show.
out with
Or
your Eminem
Cassidy.
diss?
Or Cassidy.
What did you just call yourself, Hush, back in the day? MG Eminem?
Eminem.
No, he had
No, I said-
no. He had like a thing that was.
People would say I look like MGK, and then I would also get the Eminem comment. So I was like, "What you gonna say, Eminem GK?"
No, that's
I
that's
like that,
Eminem
Eminem GK.
I went
It's
the
like,
other way around.
It's like you were just at that point though, where they're just like you look like any white rapper. You're just
I
like,
still.
He is the
I've-
white,
I've
he
been
is the
called
white
vanilla.
Eminem. You didn't
Oh,
know
I-
that?
8 Ball and Eminem GK.
I've known him for a long time.
I've also been called Vanilla Ice like last week.
That's disrespectful, man. Like,
Vanilla Ice got like a
Val-
helipad in his back.
Did you ever hear Vanilla Ice's sophomore, the heavy metal album, where the Ice Ice Baby Too Cold?
No.
No, anybody?
I did see that horrible film though.
Oh, I don't
What
even
is
know.
porno?
Cool as Ice.
Oh.
Oh, man, it was. I actually downloaded it a couple weeks ago just because I haven't seen it in a long
downloaded
time. I got like 3 minutes in. I'm like, this is so bad. Like,
So
I
what
got
happens
shot-
to your computer when you download Cool as Ice? Does it just just explode like on the fucking spot? Like what happens when you actually download a
It
file
should.
of Cool
It
as Ice?
should.
Like your computer just like implodes on itself and fucking just throws itself away.
Well, today you came in here bragging about all the hip hop movies you have on VHS.
I used to. I said.
Used to.
I used to.
You came in here bragging about it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't come. We were talking about.
No,
I
you were
asked-
bragging.
I asked him if he had Run DMC's Tough and Leather on VHS.
Yeah, but you
'cause
said
it's
that.
hardest-
You asked that question just so you could tell us all about the whole collection you have. Apparently,
I did. I
every
was like, yeah,
single
I used to have this
old.
and this. I did. Fuck you.
Well,
You didn't have them.
What happened? What did you
You
have
went to
to?
Wild Style trying to get a fucking DVD that you didn't even have.
Oh.
Can you sign this? I've never seen your movie.
That's
Ah.
fucked. That's
So that
fucked.
means
That's-
that means you were walking around that place telling people that too.
I'm sure he was.
Well, I need
Well,
to get
how-
it off
how did
my
you know?
chest.
Because
He talked about it on here.
If you know Van.
Yeah, he talked about it on here. Yeah, he talked about that he did that.
I was.
Yeah.
That means I watched the show.
Ah, there you go. Well, I was gonna just assume that he was walking around the
I-
Wild Style thing, telling people that he had never seen the movie because he thought it was funny or something.
That too, but why? But fucking speaking of wild styles, Sando and Brian Life are like, I'm convinced they're like the two #1 fans of this podcast.
Okay,
I went to a
He's right there.
But you don't comment nearly as much as Brian Life, so what's good with that? Why no
My
comments?
keyboard's been broken.
You're a
so-
stalker. You're one of those the people that just views things and never leaves a trace.
we do have to do an episode where we
You
just
said
read
your
the comments.
keyboard's too
They're great.
sticky?
The comments are great.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're great. Oh, they
So this is live on Facebook that people
this is
comment right now?
on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So on YouTube, like,
And then
so,
you share the link.
yeah, we no. Well, what happens is this right here. The actually what Hush is doing, what we're seeing up there, Hush is doing that will be on YouTube. What's down here is going to be on Facebook. It is on Facebook Live. And this right here is a 360 camera that we'll upload later. That will be uploaded in 2 weeks. And like, you know what I'm saying, as an episode, but this is just live.
Okay.
Basically is what it is.
I'm really happy. I see on the video screen right now that we're kind of covering I was trying to figure out a way to cover my lower stomach section, which is bulging when I sit. I noticed in the videos.
Sam,
So I think
you can
I'm
do that
wearing
on
black, so that's
You can
hiding
smoke
it a
vape on
bit.
there.
But
I have reasons.
yeah, I'm not looking too skinny fat right now. I'm not looking like
anyways,
a string cheese with a bump.
Let's get into this fucking. Remember,
Okay.
we're doing this fucking thing with Sando here.
Well, part of the
All right.
reason.
All right, so back to the whole Hush thing.
Well, yeah, I want to get back. No muzzle and everything like that. Walk me through.
So
Hush, feel free to jump in with them. You know.
yeah, so I wasn't the best at editing at the time. I was just doing like taekwondo videos and shit like that. But I wanted to do music videos, and he was already doing them. So he definitely taught me a lot of shit. He taught me like, filming sports and filming a music video is completely different. Like I think the first couple of first videos, what the fuck?
Music video.
First music video I ever directed was for Van.
Van.
My first video was his first video, and I did it all on tripods. It was very stiff, And I showed him to see what he thought about it. And he's like, you gotta move the camera around.
Be more
You gotta
fluid. You should have learned that in
I
Taekwondo.
definitely learned that, from him. And then you kind of pick up your own style as you go along, I would say.
Now, Hush, what you see in Sando that made you like take him under your wing like that, hypothetically?
He was hungry.
Well, yeah, the main thing was that he would travel and put in the work, and he was wanting to do it, you know what I mean? So
And
I was
back
just
then, he
going to
was one of
lead
the
him
only
in the
people with
right
a camera.
direction, you know what I mean?
And this was all stuff I was just doing the content because you can't like come out the box and say, I can shoot a music video and then have nothing. So like, I hooked up with Hush and No Muzzle and we were doing the ciphers and we were doing all kinds of stuff and that was just, we were just doing it just to get the content out, and have a catalog and have some things.
Which is crazy too. Wasn't like Brandy was part of that too, right?
Yeah.
Which is like another funny thing. So Brandy Blaze was part of like No Muzzle with these guys.
Small
It's
world.
a
after all.
very large onion that you keep peeling back with this character.
It keeps peeling back.
So complex, the characters in this room today.
But like Brandy Blaze is someone you might not even picture like with these guys. Like I know Scott, you're really good friends with her. You see her, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just another funny like you just wouldn't expect how big this thing gets with him.
Hush is connected to like everything.
So No Muzzle,
really
some
is.
level, he's
and No Muzzle was
the fabric.
you were filming those things, right? The ciphers was his cipher thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
He would do like when you want to talk about that. I mean, he doesn't know about that either. When you were doing like the shady type cipher things, he would do those, but No Muzzle.
They're more like BET type ciphers,
know.
essentially, same thing, but Shady was like
Or
a BET
WET.
cipher. I do the No Muzzle ciphers. We just recently, I brought them back after a few years. I did 3 of them recently, but I don't do them as often as I used to, but I still every now and then have to bring them back. But what it is we get a bunch of rappers, do a professional music video, mixing, mastering, put the ciphers out, And Sando was one of the main cameramen for that who helped me bring it together.
Didn't he just do like the last one with you guys or something? Because you were like, we're getting the team back together.
No, he came with me to Boston Calling where Brandy Blaze performed and he helped me shoot.
There
so
you go.
that was like the first time the 3 of us have all been in the same place.
Were those
Like-
Grubby Paws? Was he involved in those ciphers or no?
Who?
Grubby Paws?
I don't know who that
Okay,
is.
no, I'm gonna take that.
You thought he was fucking with you.
I'm
No,
like,
I'm
that sounds like a rap name. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no.
So
I
okay,
heard your name.
so like when did it start like moving for you? Like when did you start realizing like, oh shit, maybe this is something I can actually fucking do as a job?
I don't really know. It just all kind of. All right, so I'll give you. I'll
What
give you an example.
What was your last job though? What was like your last real job?
My
Like,
last real
and
job
when did you stop
was
that?
when I got out of jail. My dad had built a detail shop in Holland, and I was down there cleaning cars for him. I hated it. It was the worst. People disgusting. I was like, I can't do this my whole life. So it was since he was my boss, and I kind of scheduled all the details myself. I was able to work around things I needed to do to build this.
Okay.
And he was really great about it. Like he knew I had a dream, and he wanted me to do what I could to get to it.
And when did you see it turning? Like when did you actually like?
Well, there was a time that I really got discouraged because I didn't think that anything was going to happen. I was probably doing like maybe a video every 2 months. Like it wasn't a lot.
How long
and
ago
I
was
was like,
this?
oh my God, this is probably, shortly after I met Hush, when I kind of was going off and doing, stuff on my own too. I just didn't see anything happen. And I was like, I don't think he even knows I'm out here. And then I was listening to Underdog Radio with Champ Chuck, and he had this girl H Rhymes on, and I had just done like an interview with her that was the first off the mic episode. And she was saying that I was going to come film a show, and he's like, yeah, that dude's Sandofilms. He goes, I seen him out here. He's he watched this dude. He's really coming up. And like that just like I was ready to quit. And when I heard that, I was like, this dude doesn't even know me. And he just gave me mad props on a hip hop, radio station. And I was just like, this is so cool. So that just gave me the drive to just keep fucking grinding.
And now you're booked out.
Yeah,
all the
I
time.
do.
For years you have
I'm
been.
making a living.
What was the next video you did after that?
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Do you remember your first big one?
My first big one was my first big one was Slain Redemption.
Okay. And where'd you guys film that?
We filmed it at the air base when the
That's
town was
That's
still
the one I thought. The town was
erected.
still there, right? Yeah.
And,
So that's what we said before. Right over the air base is right there. Pat G had filmed the video over there too in the same place, but the town was gone.
yeah.
So the town was filmed over there. When he went to go buy the drugs from like the coke from the old people that had the child molester upstairs,
Yeah.
that set was all built, like that street and shit was built over there. It was like they had a whole.
Wait, no, that's from Gone Baby Gone.
Gone
what
Baby
was
Gone.
filmed over there was Patriots Day. the
Patriots
Patriots
Boston
Day,
Marathon.
Yeah, it was
that's
Patriots Day.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
Okay.
But Gone Baby Gone, didn't that have shit over there too?
I don't think that was built yet, but
What's the one that had all the spray paint all over it afterwards? Was that was
that's
Patriots Day?
Patriots
Day,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because the when they're in the fucking bunker and at the bunker, the hangar, and they're mapping it all out. That's one of the hangars over there. That's what that is.
True.
Patriots
But that was also the town that they drove into.
Yeah, the town they drove.
gunshots.
Yeah, gunshots.
Yeah.
Like Wellesley, Wellesley. Where the fuck was that guy?
Watertown.
Watertown. That's what it was.
Watertown,
Yeah, when the guy was in the boat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene was all filmed over there. Mark Wahlberg. Fuck Mark Wahlberg. I said it. I don't care.
wait, Sando, weren't you also? He also didn't you do like some acting over there? Weren't you in Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I've done some extra work. I was in Black Mass, and I was a Italian gangster. I mean, you can't even see it. I've been in a lot of movies. I don't even tell people
You're
anymore.
still an
because
Italian gangster in that outfit. As
What
far
are you
as I'm
talking about?
concerned.
Anything
He's
you
more of
want,
like a
man,
Russian
Italian, give it some
mobster.
Yeah, Russian. You're right. Yeah.
Or maybe like
so
Czechoslovakia.
Black Mass.
Dude,
They
100%.
ended up cutting Naomi Watts out of the
And putting
the
you in
movie.
instead of
no,
her.
because it was all filmed at Vincent's, and the whole conversation between him and her, I was standing right underneath Johnny Depp, and there was a scene where I go over to the Jai guy, the one they end up killing, and like I shake his hand, I do a drink. It all got cut because Naomi Watts was in that section.
Damn.
Then I did Ghostbusters, the girl version, and there was 150
Of course, they
guys,
give you the
150
female
guys
version.
dressed up as ghosts. From different periods of time in New York, and we all came in. There was tons of scenes. I got to meet them all. It was really great. And then you go see the movie, and they turned it all into green smoke. They didn't use anybody.
Wow.
But I made $2,000 to sit there for a week, so
Yeah.
it was fine with me.
That's crazy.
Then I did.
We need that kind of budget at the Big Dookie Chain.
I just did one that's coming out in a couple of weeks. It's Challenges with Zendaya. It's a tennis movie. And I was in the stands through that was like a week and a half of work.
So what do? You put your headshot out there. You got talented headhunters.
You join Boston Casting, CP Casting. I'm a non-union actor, so the union guys get the most money, but
Yeah.
they have to hire so much of each. But I love being on a movie set because I love to see shit on a big scale. I like to see how they do stuff. I go up to the camera guys and say, "Oh, why you got in that aperture?" I'll just ask certain things because I just love every aspect of it. And Ghostbusters was cool because the whole room was green screen. And they had people firing on wires, and it's just you don't get to see that kind of cool stuff. So I do it for the experience because it's really not a lot of money.
So you just love video.
I love film in general. Like I grew up watching movies. Like I didn't have friends a lot when I was a kid. I got picked on, and my mother would drop me off at the theater in the morning and pick me up after the last show. I'd see like 4 movies in a row.
You're one of that's like an actual movie. That's been I don't know what movie off the top of my head. But like there's like movies that like a Disney movie where the kid's picked on, like his mother drops off and he becomes like last action hero, and like that's like that's like the fucking what I'm saying, like that's crazy. Like
why? I mean, my question.
His parents didn't like him either, apparently.
Yeah. You were from a
My
neglected
parents love
home.
me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, go to this movie all
You're
fucking
a child
day.
of
Yeah,
neglect.
yeah.
His
parents home
I
banging.
wanted to go.
Parents
like,
home banging like crazy or something. Get the
Right.
fuck out the
Listen, I would
fucking
never
house.
Two
leave.
bunny rabbits.
Listen, I would never leave the house, and I was a pain in the ass. So
When your parents were banging, you'd never leave the house?
My punishment was to go out. I don't care if you sit on that porch, but you leave this house.
Why were you such a loser? Why were you so socially
I
inept?
never shut up. I'm like da. Like I just never.
Daddy,
shut up.
daddy. Are we there yet?
So
Are we there yet?
The place
Yeah.
they sent you was to the movie theater where you have to shut the fuck
No,
up?
nobody sent me. It was my choice, but it was.
But you have to shut the fuck up there. See, it's like the only place you had to shut the fuck up
But
back
when
then.
it came to movies,
And these were black. These were black and white films, right? Because you're old.
This motherfucker.
Was it? Or these silent films? Did they have voice yet?
What's your favorite movie?
Oh my God! There's no.
Oh,
Just
come
pick
on.
one of
What
your
the
top
fuck?
There's no-
100.
Jesus fucking Christ.
There's no answer to that question.
There is an answer to the question.
Right, you can never choose between your children, right?
I'd have to say Cool as Ice. I mean, come on.
I thought it was going to be, I knew it was going to be music. I thought it was going to be the sound of music.
Well, you try to break it down to what movies you see over 50 times.
What's like something you suggest to anybody? Like what's one of your favorite movies?
The Departed is one of my favorites.
Oh,
See,
you're
how
so
fucking high
fucking
was that?
cliche, Boston.
Anything Scorsese.
The
He
fucking
didn't make all
Departed.
Boston movies. Anything Scorsese, I love.
You're always picking Mystic River or fucking...
That was a great movie
Mystic
too.
River was pretty good.
Yeah, Mystic River was good. The book was good too.
What's your favorite hip hop movie?
Oh man, that's a hard one. I'd have to say probably Crush Groove.
Shit.
What's your favorite hip hop music video?
I don't know.
No, that's not an answer.
I don't know.
Okay.
Silence.
Michael Jackson's "Beat It."
God, you're such a fucking.
I meant to say thriller.
When you were a kid, did you watch
Masturbator.
music videos and be like, "That's what I want to do"?
No, it was not. I wanted to be a film director. Like I wanted to do movies, and this was just the way it happened.
Okay, all right.
But I always loved hip hop, so like I wanted to be a part of that somehow, and music videos was the way to go. Like,
do you have a favorite music video that you've done so far?
I just shot one with XL the Beast and Mak-Tube, produced by Bello D. It's called Shooter, and I love the song. They sent me the song, and I just immediately. Sometimes you get a song, and when it's a story track, you get those images right there as you're listening to it. And I was like, we got to shoot a video for this. So we just finished that. I think it's going to come out in the next couple of weeks, but I'm proud of that one. You know.
Is there anyone that's like artistically different or something like that you kind of like just expanded your horizons with, or kind of went outside the box with it? Something you're proud of?
I did a video a few years ago with an artist, Keith Gula, and it's called Russian Roulette.
I know Keith.
And it was he was somebody that was a heroin addict, and he's obviously sober now. But the whole story, I like when I have a video where I have a storyline to it. It's not just people rapping. When you have that whole like cinematic backstory, and from the beginning of the video, it's him. He's breaking into his friend's house. He steals a credit card. Steals a car. Goes out, actually picks up. I play the drug dealer in the video on a tripod. I try to get as many videos as possible. And then, he obviously overdoses. The friend comes find him. She hits him with Narcan. He gets saved. But like, I like when you have a story from beginning to end. A lot of rap songs that come out, a lot of hip hop songs come out. It's just a lot of rappity rap. There's no storyline to it. Like, so when somebody will come up to me with a video and say, "Oh, come up with a concept like this," so you're going from this to this and this and that. It's like, it's hard to kind of put together a story from that. But when you have a story track where they're telling the story from beginning to end, you can show that visually.
Speaking of stories, you said that there's a screenplay about your life, or at one point there was going to be. Or
I told you not to bring this up.
Hey.
Well,
Did you?
This taps on.
I thought you were kidding.
This taps on
Did you
the
think
first
he wasn't
time.
gonna bring it up?
No, this is like the first time we ever had a conversation.
So
Yeah.
Was at the Middle East.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about stuff, and I was telling him about a little bit of my life. He was telling me a lot about his, and then I told him, and I was a big part of the club scene back in the day.
Yeah.
And I wrote a screenplay about it called X Nights, and it was about going to clubs, taking ecstasy, living that whole life, and I wrote a complete script.
So around what age did you first start experimenting with marijuana, the gateway drug?
I don't know. I think I smoked my first joint when I was, probably 16.
Oh, you were a latecomer.
Yeah.
Because I was like 10.
Well, like I said, I didn't have any friends, so like
nowhere to
It was
get
tough to get weed
from.
back then. Yeah, it was tough to get
and
weed
it's so
back
weird
then.
because I'm like a social butterfly now. Like, I feel like I have a lot of friends.
Well, with the camera, I mean, so the first time I used that camera, like, so you're taking a picture, like you're looking at like a woman, and you're like you're filming, taking some video, and you're like, all right, you're focusing on them, and she sees you doing this, and they start dancing more and acting up towards the camera, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. This is like a whole fucking other way to look at the world. Like, it's a whole different.
Well, there's two responses.
Well, Van goes next. He goes, well, you can't really do that with the phone. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do that with a phone, if you're like,
you're a creep.
yeah, it's super
creepy.
creepy. You know what I mean?
But there's two responses to that. Sometimes you could go up to a girl that's dancing and filming, and then they start, oh yeah, what's up? Like, and then all of a sudden, get that fucking camera out of my fucking face.
Yeah,
Well,
for
That's
sure.
the second response.
But it wasn't just women. It was like guys too. It was
Mostly guys. 'Cause,
anybody that
well,
you
these
point
guys
that
drug
thing.
dealers are like, don't film me. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Fucking
want
well,
it.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I was at an event and like people were dancing and shit like that. But my point of the matter is like exactly what he says is once you have that thing, you can become a social butterfly because you can now walk into any. You can go head first into. I'm like literally filming people's like plates by the end of the night because like they were just letting me. I'm like, well, I'm like, what the fuck will people let me do? Like, all right, like you're eating food. All right, fucking let me get that dope fucking steak on there. You know what I mean? Like, and the dude was like showing me his fucking steak.
Oh yeah, they're all proud.
So it's that with that camera is something you can. Those cameras,
Right.
you can. It's a whole different key to like social situations that I didn't realize was a thing until very recently. So you must just becoming a social butterfly, that's a lot to do with
Well,
it.
I mean, it happened a lot longer before that. Like, I do have friends that was just when I was a kid, you know. I'm just saying. But you know,
Sando wants everyone to know that he has friends.
I mean, I can have a conversation with pretty much anybody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like when I first started, you know, going to the shows, I didn't really know Leeds, so like I was trying to figure a way to get in there because I had to keep buying tickets, which kind of sucked.
Right.
He would always let me bring my camera in, but I had to buy tickets. So I knew he was going to be on Overdog Radio, so I went over that day, and I finally because when you see him in the show, he's like, "Hey, what's up?" You know,
Yeah.
you can't have a conversation with him. So this was like a situation where I could actually sit down and talk with him. And I said, "Hey, Leeds, I got a deal for you. If you give me tickets to whatever show I want, I'll give you a 1-minute recap of the show." He's like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good deal." So that's when
Yeah, it's a
things
really good
started
deal.
really happening because now, you know, big headlining artists are coming in. You know, I'm getting to film these shows and I'm getting shout outs from them and stuff like that. And then, you know, really starting to build the brand. That's when I started doing The Year in Hip Hop, which was basically a recap of all the shows and stuff I filmed over the year, which I haven't done since 2019.
Why not?
I'm just busy. So what
What are you so
I
busy
literally
with?
have 30 shows to go through to even get it. I
What-
just don't have the time.
What are you so busy with?
All the work I got.
Well, that's what I'm asking about. It wasn't like a dig at you, dude. I'm asking like, what
No,
are you so busy with? Like, what are you
well,
doing with work? Yeah.
Yeah, right now I have.
Fuck you, me.
I have
Don't fuck with the Russian
right now,
mobster.
I'm editing,
No,
I'm editing a wedding.
He
Hold
should
on.
come out of that
He's-
tracksuit.
He's clearly some kind of Eastern European, like gangster. We're not really sure what it is. Like even the Russian guys really don't fuck with them because like they're like fucking moonshine. They make it with antifreeze or something. So you know they're all fucked up. The guy probably has like a fucking sweater underneath that fucking thing. Like
Bulletproof sweater.
No, like an actual like his chest hair.
No,
is
yeah,
probably
yeah,
like a
yeah.
fucking sweater of.
Oh yeah, I got a
It just
sweater.
says Sando Films
I
in
shaved
chest
it.
hair.
I shaved it out. It says
On his
Sando
fucking
Films.
thing. It's just everything is Sando fucking Films.
What's the who's
It's
the
a Puma logo in it.
It is. I got that on my back.
So when he has his shirt off, it's just fucking Puma on that motherfucker.
I had the Puma shaved to the back of my head
Oh,
back in the
Jesus.
breakdancing
They
days.
do
Oh, I
owe
was
you
literally
fucking
gonna
money,
throw
man.
that
They do
out.
owe you fucking money, man.
They do. They owe me a lot of money.
They
It's
do.
bullshit.
They owe you Puma. You owe this motherfucker
I
some
keep
money.
paying for shit. Puma, hook it up.
You know what you need to do is you need to call Puma and be at where they're at, and then be like, every time I want a fucking hoodie or a fucking jacket, I'll give you guys a 1-minute recap.
Of what?
I don't know. Work for Leeds. I don't fucking know. You figure it
of the
out.
problematic and
I'll
Excel
do a
show?
Puma commercial for him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll do all your commercials. You got to just give me free swag.
How'd you meet this guy?
He was walking around with a fucking huge ass camera at Jewel in New Hampshire. I think that was the first time I.
Huge
Oh, is
ass
that
game.
for-
What do you mean? Was this one of like the actual fucking ones?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that was a mini DV.
It's a mini
Take mini
DV. It's
DV
pretty
clip.
big. It's pretty
Yeah.
big. And I'm like, look
Why
at-
did you have that?
I was like,
You
look
saw?
at-
Were you
I was
like he's
I go,
overcompensating
he's
for
a-
something?
And he's calling me old. He's got a camera that came out before he was even born.
Archaic.
But I didn't know he was Van Styles until
No
later
one does.
on.
No one does.
And Leeds, I think Leeds told me. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's Van Styles. Used to do ERS." I go, "Oh, "That's the guy."
You're like, how is
And
how is a
and everyone
celebrity?
says that too. Everyone's like,
I
that's
said,
the
"So I
guy."
guess the radio station did well. I mean, he's got a nice camera and all, but you know."
Right, it's like, how does this fucking celebrity? I mean, how is he basically pushing around a mop in here? That's basically what you're saying. It's confusing to me too.
How the fuck did we meet? I'm trying to think of it. I can't remember how we fucking met.
It wasn't at a show.
No, it definitely wasn't.
I met you through Liz.
Probably through Liz, but how? I don't even like. But then I ended up on San Diego with him when our friend Van passed away.
Oh, we had a blast on the.
Oh,
on
you
the birds.
guys FaceTimed me
Dude,
from there.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
was so.
This was back when you were drinking.
I was so drunk, dude.
No, he's the one that told me you were Van Styles. He told me in the restaurant that day after you FaceTimed.
It wasn't a
me.
restaurant.
Okay.
That's the same
no,
guy?
that wasn't a restaurant. That was Denny's.
Denny's.
All right, and that was Sando's birthday. All right, so I spent the night out, and I had come back in the morning I had to drive like miles on one of those like electric scooters, like through like the hills of California. I was way out of my league, and it took me a long time to get back there. By the time I got back, it was like the sun was coming up. Me and him had shared like a hotel room for Van. Van had like a memorial thing, a service there, and I was like, "It's your birthday? Like we're going out right now." And like I brought beers with me to Denny's. And I cracked the first one in Denny's.
This is why you're not drinking anymore.
But tell him how we got there.
Oh, we got there. He's like,
On
I'm
the scooter,
walking.
you both tandem on the scooter.
No, I made him get on the fucking. He wasn't going to do it, but I made him
Get on your handlebar.
And you had a blast in those fucking things.
I think it was the best thing
Yeah,
ever.
you had a
You
blast,
should have
right?
seen us going
It-
like.
Yeah,
You're
the
clutching.
street.
Were you holding him right around the
No,
We
waist?
had separate ones.
Oh.
It's a picture of me like this, and I'm fucking. He's back there like fucking all giggly up. And we get in the fucking thing. Remember the waitress? She sees me crack the first beer. I put like 3 of them. I put them on the table.
He did. He didn't give a fuck at all. I'm like, you guys throw it
I
out.
miss this you.
I cracked the fucking
When he
beer.
knew how to have
don't.
fun.
Never stop.
When he knew how to have fun.
I cracked the beer, and the waitress like looked at me, and I was like, I just drank it. Looking at her, she was like, eh. And she just kind of went up. She let me drink
don't
them.
care.
She brought me over a glass.
Yeah.
She to pour it in. It was amazing. That was Denny's. Denny's in San Diego. You guys know what the fuck you're doing. I mean, those guys, Denny's in San Diego, turn it the fuck
He
up.
ordered like 3 different entrees.
You were sober.
And
then.
apparently,
Not then.
apparently,
No, not then.
Well, we
and
were smoking.
And we FaceTime this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Because that was the first time. I think that's the first
Why?
time I met you.
Why
did
was
I-
over FaceTime.
Why
Okay.
did I do that?
From that,
Because you were hammered.
is that what you did when you were hammered? You FaceTime Van Styles? Is that the
don't
thing to
know.
do? Everyone to get drunk, FaceTime me?
You were his booty call. I mean,
Yeah, Jesus.
I don't even remember that, like, at all. Like,
What is my
And he
number
was on-
saved
and
under?
He was on a scooter, don't forget.
I FaceTimed him on a scooter?
No, but you were.
Oh, yeah.
You said you
yeah,
don't remember
oh,
calling
yeah,
him,
oh, yeah.
but you were also
And yeah, we
driving
were in
a scooter.
traffic and shit. Oh, yeah, we were doing all types of shit. Yeah, yeah,
But one
yeah.
of them, I think one of them died in a battery. He's like, and he just threw it to the side. We'll go find another one that's charged out. He
Yeah, it
just
sounds about
threw it.
right.
Yeah, that does sound about right. Yeah.
How you're still alive.
I don't
Any
know.
of us.
No
I,
idea.
I don't know.
Well,
We
this is
made
what I wanted to get into, and we kind of like slipped away somehow. Got caught in the briar patch.
Script?
Yeah, the script, your life. This is like part of why I
It
wanted
wasn't my life. It was like 5 years of my life.
That's the only 5 years I wanted to focus on during this interview. The rest of it is kind of inconsequential to everybody outside of Massachusetts watching this. Like, can we get into it? Let's get the script. Let's stick to the script, as Static Selector would say.
All right.
All right.
So
Paint the picture.
I went out to a club, the Roxy, one night, and I saw a couple friends that I knew from back in the day weed dealing. And they're like, hey, you ever try ecstasy? And I said, no. And they said, it's the best thing ever. So I tried it, and it was a life changer.
Yeah, you really.
And then it just
that was
grew,
it.
it just grew into this like blur of 5 years of going to clubs and after hours and all over the place and just selling drugs and doing stupid shit.
Wait. I thought you were falling in love with having your serotonin just flooding your system. You loved ecstasy. It just jived with you.
Yeah.
But what did that have to do with you selling drugs?
Well, it turned into one night and taking one pill into this whole like
So you developed a full-on relationship with ecstasy.
pretty much.
Okay. So when did you start? How long after you started taking ecstasy did you start selling ecstasy?
A couple weeks.
Okay, so you moved quickly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Well, no, because
Allegedly.
I was given an opportunity. Somebody that I knew that was selling in the club said, "Listen, I'm not going to be selling in the clubs anymore because I'm doing bigger stuff outside. You can have all my customers." I mean, 2,000 the first night. I was like, "Okay, this is
They're
good."
taking the trip to Panama, the one-way trip, and you're taking over the big ecstasy business. And you're the way you're making it right with yourself because you said you had a good relationship with
You asked
both
me
a
about the
mother and a
script.
father.
I told you what it was
Both
about.
of you, so you grew up in a happy home, so
I
good,
did.
such a great relationship with your dad that you even worked for him later in life. And you're telling yourself, like, what's my excuse for being out here selling drugs to kids at raves and parties?
I wasn't selling
And you're
to
thinking,
kids.
I'm just doing it to
Everybody
support
in the
my
club-
habit
everybody
because
in
I'm
the
a
club-
user myself, and that's the only reason, just to make up the money.
Well, yeah,
I'm spending
that was
for
part of
myself.
it. But I wasn't selling it to kids.
I need
it was
to
over
know.
21 club. What are you talking about? Selling to kids?
MDMA, it's like candy. Don't
Yeah,
they
I
put it
know.
in little like fun little things for children?
The question everybody really wants to know though is, were you wearing the Puma fucking track
Yes.
suits while you were
No,
selling
you had to
ecstasy?
wear. You had to dress up
What
to
the
go to the
fuck?
clubs. You had to
Come
wear a
on,
button up. You had to
Sando.
wear dress shoes. It was
How many
high-class
buttons
back
were
then.
open on the button up? Was it
At
like
least
the
3.
mobster?
Well, yeah,
Okay,
with
and
the
the,
hair
and the
coming
slim
out.
gold
Yeah.
chain.
What color was your
Like it was
hair?
like a rug.
What color was your hair?
Frosted tips.
Frosted tips, right? You ever see this guy with the frosted tips?
Oh, I
See this
wish.
shit? Did you never seen these things? Oh, because you don't
I've
know.
seen
yeah.
his frosted tip.
Have
That's
you
about
seen
it.
his? Have you seen his Halloween pictures?
I need to.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Why? Which one sticks out for you?
Just
Yeah.
give him some examples of some of the people you've dressed up for his Halloween.
Mike D.
Okay.
That was a
Yeah,
kind
that's-
of normal one.
Alex from Clockwork Orange.
Oh, that was good.
And,
That's
but
a
he
good
had
one.
the whole diaper thing on and everything.
You were wearing
it
the
was
Depends?
perfect. It
the
was
whole thing.
perfect.
He had the whole
Okay.
thing on.
The jock
I
strap.
did.
Violence
I
and
did
milk.
have the thing with the knife, but they wouldn't let me bring that into the club.
Okay, good.
I did Eminem one year.
Okay.
With the bleach
Bleached
blonde
my hair
hair.
completely.
wow, you really get into Halloween,
Yeah,
huh?
Drew the tattoos on my arms, everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
so slit me across the wrist? Did you
Hush,
get that
good
one?
No, that wasn't. That was early.
Oh, early Eminem. Okay.
And then what else? I did Wolverine a couple years ago too.
Okay. So you take Halloween pretty seriously.
I used to.
All right.
So-
Speaking of
Van,
things you
when
used to do, because I don't want to leave.
When I used to go out to clubs, I don't do that anymore.
Van
like this.
takes Halloween pretty seriously.
I take
saw a
Halloween.
post.
Oh shit!
Would you
Oh,
dress?
yeah,
Would you dress up last night?
I always dress. I always for 15 years I've dressed as an adult baby, and I never change. I have two different
So
onesies.
you have a baby fetish, don't you?
I like titties and I like milk.
There's a place in New Hampshire.
That's
you
what
can
he
go to.
says.
They specialize in wedding, which they'll change you. They have
They'll
playtime.
change
They
you.
have piggy paint. It's a real thing. I think you should go.
They'll change me. There's no age limit on getting changed.
So Sando, you look like Eminem when he was on
Mixed
like
with
like,
Alex from Clockwork
it's- yeah,
Orange.
it's
is what
like
that
when he
looks
was-
When
like.
he was going to
Christ.
court. When he had the
you look like
Wow.
Eminem on a lot of drugs. Is what it looks
Oh,
like.
this
I'm looking back at
Clockwork
that
Orange
picture.
one
was
is
at the
great
time.
too.
Apparently, so weren't you. Get you in that goddamn picture.
Oh, these
like-
are fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's
Let me
amazing.
see what you're looking at. Oh, you see?
Yeah, you got four different
Blues
Halloween
Brothers.
costumes.
That was a good one,
yeah.
too.
Have you seen his though? Have you seen Van's fucking thing? See, like,
It's
so you
going
got,
to be a baby. What do you wear? Different color?
Yeah.
No, I have two onesies. They're interchangeable, but it's all because I went. One year I was picked to get the costumes, and we were all meeting in Vegas. So I show up in Vegas, and I show up with, multiple
that's a
male
grown man. diapers,
and then for myself I have a onesie. So everyone else is like, "Wait, what the fuck is this?" Oh, we're not wearing diapers.
So are you one of
and
those
they went out
guys
as
that-
mariachi men. But so then I
Do you
inherited
just
all
do this
these
for
diapers.
Halloween or in your private life?
I'm saying there might be certain branches of this tree, and may not just be Halloween.
Do you have a binky?
Yeah, multiple, man, because those get lost, especially
Wait,
in my drinking
Is
days.
that for your ecstasy days?
Yeah, is that for my ecstasy days? So this, like I went to Emerson College, and there used to always be this kid who would come around where we're smoking in front of the school, and they refer to him as the E-tard. He's got his little Hello Kitty,
I never had the
Hello Kitty
shit.
backpack.
Those are ravers. That's completely different.
Okay,
That was
but
a
I'm
club.
saying this is the product of what you did as a dealer. You're supplying this kid
the
till he's
rave
brain
scene
dead.
is 100% different than the club scene.
Okay, explain.
Allegedly.
The rave scene
Yeah,
is
allegedly.
just, they're wearing a lot of crazy shit and
Yeah.
backpacks with Pokemons on it and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
And you just wear your diaper on Halloween.
No,
That's it.
And we dress up nice and we go to the club.
Okay.
what the fuck?
But then after we go to after hours, we dress like the ravers. All,
Did
So
you
we're
have
back to
Jenkos?
visors
You
and-
had
and
Jenkos.
Jenkos.
Yeah, Jenko's with the streamers.
Yeah, Jenkos with the fucking
I
streamers.
never had Jenkos.
Do you ever have a wallet chain?
Did you have the big elephant pants
No,
though?
I wasn't a raver.
Did you dance?
I danced, but in the club, not in the rave.
All right, so when did you start dealing drugs, period? So you started with weed. When did this start?
Hey, Sando, if you didn't
prob-
know, he's a big fan of DJ Vlad.
I love DJ Vlad. I think he's the best interviewer out there
Vlad
by
Style-
far.
Vlad Styles
By far.
over
And
there.
people talk that he's like paparazzi or the
Wha-
FBI or
why-
some shit. Like, no, he just does the best interviews anyone's ever done in the history of interviews. I don't
So
know.
18.
Okay, 18.
18 I started.
And how did you get into dealing weed?
Well, it started with a buddy of mine. He picked up a quarter pound,
Okay.
rolled it all into joints, and we lived in this house where it was like a party house. Everybody would always stop by, and we sold the thing in like 2 weeks. And then it just
Was this in Brockton by the sea?
it was like, and then like a month later, it was like we were getting 50 pounds a week.
Oh, wow.
So it was like crazy.
So you moved up quick. Then you were out at a club night and you tried ecstasy.
No, then I got in trouble for it.
Oh, for dealing weed.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me that story. Yeah.
48 pounds delivered to my house.
Jesus.
They
Okay,
followed.
time out. Why did you? Yeah,
Okay, listen,
Now you got
this
him
is-
interested.
This is
Tash is
this
suddenly
back in the
logged
day.
on.
I tapped out for a minute.
This
but
is
yeah,
back in
I
the
was
day
letting
when
do
you
your
could
thing.
do that.
No, you could never do that.
We did it hundreds of times.
I know, but you weren't.
Did you sign for it?
Well, that's the problem.
That was the same thing we had another
Well, no,
discussion about.
I've had to go into fucking post
I was
office.
I was
yeah.
oblivious to what was happening because I signed for the package. The guy's UPS pants didn't even fit. He had me do it on the one where you actually write on the piece of paper, and they were already a digital at that point. So I just didn't see
So
these
many red
things.
flags
So exactly, but I was high.
because
So
you got
like
high.
an hour
Because
went
you
by.
got high.
Like an hour went by after we signed for the package. Me and my buddy went out to the car, and then it was like gangbusters, man. They were guns drawn. Like
Really?
it was crazy, dude. Like it was the scariest thing.
And how old were you then?
And all I know is my friend. He looks at me over the car because I was on one side. We were just getting
Over
into
the
the
car.
over the car, and he goes, "Don't say a word. Everything will be fine."
And did you?
No,
Snitches get stitches.
fuck no. I ain't never been a rat.
Okay, very good, very good.
I was.
How old were you when this happened? to get context on this?
I think this is going to be like 21, 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in a fucking. I was in a jail at one point in time, just to continue his story, and like when I had been to jail before, and I had seen I was already in a holding cell,
Badass.
and the guy that I had seen come in was the guy I was already in jail with before, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a great day. Some other dude came in behind him, and they had put
behind
them
in prison.
Yes, no, this is jail. This is actually just jail.
Yeah, jail's different.
And
County.
no, this is still a police station type shit.
In your county
yeah,
blues.
We're still in holding, and he's and they get put in two different cells. And I can only hear what's going on. And kind of just what you just said. Apparently what happened was the guy had gotten his brother to drive him, the guy that I was in jail with, had gotten his brother to drive him to the fucking post office to pick up a big fucking box of weed at the post office and sign for it, just like what he's saying. And that guy was in jail all the time. The other guy's brother was a guy that didn't have a record. So you see the two guys. I can only hear it. And the guy's like, so, he's like, just don't worry, buddy. Like to his brother, he's like, don't worry, just be quiet. It's all good. Don't worry. He's like, what are we in here for? He's like, I don't even know. Some old shit. I don't even know. And the cops come in. They're like, oh, yeah, so we found 50 pounds of weed, blah, 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 blah. And the cops walk out, and all of a sudden you hear the brother go, what the fuck? 50 pounds of fucking weed? You had me pick up 50, you motherfucker.
Believe it or not, it was a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
really?
was under 50. It was a misdemeanor.
What?
Shit.
They take weed
but-
crime way too
So why
lenient.
they even arrest
But
you?
I caught a gun charge at the same time. So
Whoa,
that was
okay.
And the thing was, I wasn't somebody who carried a gun. I had a kid that he wanted like an ounce, and he wanted me to front it to him. And I'm like, no, man, you got to give me some collateral. He goes, I'm going to give you an engagement ring that's my girl's just until I can pay you. It was more than an ounce. It was like a half pound. It was like a half pound.
That's more than enough.
So he gives me this gun, and I'm just like, this isn't the fucking deal. Dumb me was like, oh, fucking gun, I'll take it. So I took that shit. I never took it out with me. I never used it. It was like in an vent in my house till he paid me back. Clearly, he never fucking paid me back. But when we got busted, they found it, and I got charged.
They found it in the vent?
Yeah. Oh, they fucking destroyed everything. They destroyed everything.
Really? Like
I
ripped
had
apart
these
the
beautiful,
couches?
like
and-
4-foot bongs. They fucking smashed the shit.
Oh,
out of them.
really?
They took every piece of clothing out of my thing, pulled out all the pockets. They went ripped up bed. I mean,
They found your nudie magazines?
No, they didn't find those.
Okay. Those are deeper in the
They were in
vent.
my car. I like to do it.
Dude, that's crazy. So they completely just tear your place apart.
Oh yeah.
Okay, even for weed. Wow.
Well, that's crazy. They did all that.
They broke the TV.
And it was a misdemeanor.
Wait, how did they break the TV?
They also pocketed 5 Gs.
It's just
That's smart.
But and all that happens, and it's a misdemeanor. Like, oh no, the gun.
Back then,
the
it was
gun.
Yeah, the gun was a felony though,
The gun
right?
The gun was a felony. That was the problem.
Wait,
And luckily, it didn't have any bodies on it or anything like that. It was
Yeah.
I like how he said that quietly, like we're not
Bodies
on like
on it.
fucking
I know.
cameras.
Yeah.
He's like
some
bodies.
bodies.
Like he said it
Didn't
real
have
quietly.
some
the statute of limitations
he
is
whispered.
passed.
like no one can hear it.
I ended up getting this guy, John McBride. He was like one of the biggest drug lawyers in Boston. And
Not as cool as Top Dog.
He was one of those guys that didn't have to show up to any of the court cases until the very last one. So I got off with 2 years probation on a gun charge.
Really?
That's how good he was.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic.
So I got 2 years probation, which started in Quincy because that's where I was living. But I moved to South Boston. And the difference between taking a P test in Quincy and taking one in South Boston is a lot different. They watch you. They watch every move in Quincy. South Boston was like, hey, just go into the stall and you're all set.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even like...
All right, so you're on probation 2 years. You're 21, 22. You're still doing drugs. You're doing whatever. You buy that
not hard
fake
drugs.
pea shit at the head shop, and that's what you're putting in the...
my roommate did it for me.
Your roommate's pissing for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you never go to jail.
Not that time.
Not that time.
No.
But, so let's talk about it. You get back to dealing.
Well, yeah. So then after that, it was the big scare. I don't want to go to jail. I'm not going to do anything anymore. And I didn't.
Right. For 2 days.
And then it was, so this is 98 was the first time I went out to the clubs.
Okay.
So that makes me, I don't know.
Archaic.
No,
Ancient.
20, about 27.
Okay.
27 at the time. And then that whole thing went I did that till like 2005 was when I got arrested for trafficking ketamine.
Wait, so how long were you not dealing?
Why do you laugh?
Hold on.
I know. I told you his story's good.
No,
It's like a Lifetime original.
Listen, I'm a music video director. What are we talking about my drug case for?
Because this guy,
He's
I can't
obsessed
believe
with drugs.
I can't. He is, and I can't believe.
Love him.
I can't believe that you're like just. I'm just letting you go. You just want to keep talking about the gun charges you have and everything.
Keeps pressing. He wants to know the story.
Yeah, I do want to know the story because it's
getting
interesting.
He started
so
by-
how long were you scared for before you started dealing again?
Mind you, I told this
see,
all
now
at the Middle East that night.
That's why he's doing it right now again.
Right.
So what you're doing is you're letting him bully you.
Not
That's
really.
No, it's not bullying.
feel
And then,
bullied.
and then what happened was you just kind of just like were like, yeah, and then plus I throw a gun charge in there.
Right,
And, then plus, and you kinda like,
the way he describes it is so nonchalant
And then-
that that's
well-
the funniest part.
Well, no, it is nonchalant because like a lot of guys have this same story. Pretty much everyone in that situation has like this story. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the thing that's funny about it because you just kind of jumped. The reason
It
I
was
laughed.
so long ago.
The
like,
reason I
it's-
laughed is because you missed an important part. You went from like this to like, oh, and then I arrested for trafficking ketamine, and it's like, well,
it jumped. many
yeah.
years.
You jump. You're like, the gun charge, no bullets in it. South Boston P-test, and then I got arrested for trafficking ketamine.
but
So like, what? Hold on, no.
many
You're
years
definitely,
later.
you're definitely like missing this.
Well, because I already told the whole story.
Yeah.
How I went into the club, I took the ecstasy, so that's what just
and
built
and
off
to
of
be
it.
to be clear, like you were a big figure, like in terms of the drug scene, dealer wise
clear.
in
The drug
Massachusetts.
scene?
This is all
they-
allegedly,
they-
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
allegedly.
Actually,
Getting
they
his
used to
DJ
call
pad
they
on.
used to call me Scotty Jugs. You said,
Really?
You said drug scene, but they used to call me Scotty Jugs because I used to sell the jugs of
Oh, I thought because
They did
man
not.
boobs.
People called you Scotty Jugs.
Scotty Jugs. That's the only thing I'm
No, that's
referring
not-
to you as
Dead
now from
serious.
here on
anybody
out.
here that's watching from the club scene that knows that. Comment now.
I'm gonna find someone at some point in time that's called you Scotty Jugs.
Wait,
that is ridiculous.
no,
But
this
no,
that
it's
would be
not
the- that-
jugs. It's
Jugs.
I'm
the
aware of
vials.
what it is. It's still fucking
Wait, so
ridiculous.
this is
Like,
because you were always had vials on you.
it's like, oh, my name's
Of
Titty Boy. Like,
ketamine.
I'm not calling you that, bro. Like, I'm not.
full
gonna-
ones too, like right up to the neck. With the cap evened off, not down.
got-
the bottom of
Imagine
the
no.
screw.
Okay.
no.
Van
Hush.
Styles, we got
Hush.
sand vials.
I thought it was Sando
hush.
from the bando.
Hush. Imagine I'm like fucking. I'm like, oh, that's my boy, Scotty Jugs. Like he's like, I'm not gonna call him that. Like
Dude,
you-
he
you-
can-
you-
that
you
sounds
named-
like
you
You
One
named
got
Scott-
Van excited with the nickname.
Well,
right
because I'm thinking about
People
my
walk
all
into a
male
club
strip
and they're
club
looking
again.
for Kay, they're
Hey,
like, where's
Scotty-
Scotty Jugs? Where is he? Oh, he's Jugs is over there.
So you had it,
It
but
would just be just Jugs.
And then it's
That's-
like, shut the fuck up. You guys are like snitching on me like all the fucking time. Like, so you
Nah,
when
all,
you
the, all the bouncers were in on it.
when
They
your
didn't
name's
give a
Scotty Jugs, it's hard to hide from the cops that like you're selling drugs of ketamine.
fuck. Okay,
Like,
first of all, there's no.
yeah, they think
I
they're
didn't
gonna show
walk
up for
around-
this fucking
I
fat
didn't
dude
walk
with
around
man
with a
tits.
shirt that said Scotty Jugs.
you
on it.
didn't,
Well,
you didn't need to.
when I went to Miami, I did. I had one that said it on the back.
And you didn't
But-
even need to because everybody was yelling it to you. You probably
Well,
had,
no,
you probably
no,
had
that was-
lights. You probably had lights on the fucking thing,
It wasn't even. We
Doing
didn't even
back-
say
doing-
words. They just
Yeah.
come over and go.
doing
And I
backs.
go. That was it.
I just see you on the bulletin board at the
You know what's
lieutenant's-
funny is
at
I
the,
have
at the detective
I have
station.
all the pictures
No,
from
Scotty
those
Jugs.
days.
No, you got to get the visual because he said he's like dressed up in like suits and shit. So he's like walked. Is your hair slicked? Like he's walking around
Yeah.
the club
Spiked.
like, hey, I'm
Spiked.
fucking,
Frosted tips.
fucking Scotty Jugs.
I have-
doing shit like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, he's doing shit
We
like
had a whole
this.
VIP
Yeah,
section.
fucking-
Jesus.
Yeah, we had a whole section and everything.
So
What kind of shoes are you wearing?
Right now,
No, not
Back
now.
then, back then.
dress shoes. Like
What kind of dress shoes?
I
Like
don't know.
snakeskin or something?
No,
Yeah, I'm
just
trying to get a
just
fucking.
black.
Were they
Well,
Pumas?
No, they were
Puma
the dress
dress shoes?
shoes that had the sneaker bottom
Okay.
because you can't dance in dress shoes.
Yeah, you need
And we
comfort.
used to rip it up.
Well, you said you were also a break
Dudes are
dancer.
throng trash
Well, that's
barrels
what
off the,
I was
the
gonna ask.
balcony
Like,
and.
so when someone's like, "Hey, Scotty Jugs," do you like break dance?
All right,
over
first
them?
of all,
Fucking-
first of all, people don't yell, "Hey, Scotty Jugs" across the fucking building.
Sounds
yo.
like they do. I don't
Yo,
know. I
there's
wasn't-
Scotty
They
Jugs.
might have
There's
been like,
Scotty
"Go
Jugs
Jugs,
going by.
Go Jugs. I mean, that
What kind of
might
a
have
car?
happened.
What kind of a car
I
were you
mean,
driving back
I
then? What
used-
were you pushing?
I had a P210.
Shit.
Scotty Jugs.
Fucking
No, you know
Scotty
what?
Jugs.
I
I'm
still
calling you
never
Scotty
got- I
Jugs
was
from now
taking
on.
the- I was
I'm
taking
never
the-
not
the
calling you that.
The
now. It's just-
train to the Roxy from my house. Before I, yeah.
Like every single status now, it's got to write. Hey,
you got to
Scotty
remember,
Jugs.
when I got out of jail, I lost my license for 5 years, so I
Okay.
still wasn't driving.
Did your parents ever refer to you as Scotty Jugs?
No. They're probably watching right now. I'm sorry, Mom.
Dude, what kind of a
You know,
fucking
this guy,
They know
he-
about.
he-
They know all this
Well, they
shit.
don't know about these things.
The Scotty
you know,
Jug shit.
what kind of
Yeah, I
a
think
what
they
kind
know
of a
about Scotty.
fucking ecstasy ketamine boss is taking public transportation to get to the clubs?
One of
And
the-
you have to be home before the
no,
tea
they
closes
said the
at
first
12.
couple times I went, then I would meet people and they would pick me up because they
Okay.
knew I would have something
Right,
they
right.
wanted. So it all worked out.
This is absolutely
That's where
amazing.
the Scotty Jugs came and it fucking helped them out.
Yo, don't tell anybody.
Actually, it's funny.
I'm going to
On
pick
my
up Scotty Jugs.
MySpace, on my MySpace,
On
which
your
I had a
MySpace.
lot of club pictures on there. When I decided I wasn't going to do it anymore, I had a tombstone thing that made said "Rest in peace, Scotty Jugs." And
But
it's
you-
still on
Out of
there.
control.
But
Yeah,
you
out of
didn't
control.
decide you weren't going to do it anymore. The cops decided.
They
You
did.
getting busted. You did this for 5 years, and then you got describe getting busted the second time.
It was embarrassing how I got busted.
Okay, Scotty Jugs. I
It's not
expect
even
nothing less
it's
than
not
that.
even
Are you
like
fucking
that-
kidding me?
It's not even like I was being watched or anything like that, or somebody ratted on me. It was stupidity. So I was going to my buddy's house for the Super Bowl, and he lived in Abington. And there's a left that goes down to his house. Now, right over here is a gas station where they sell alcohol. So they called me up. They're like, oh, yeah, pick us up a couple 12-packs. I'm like, I don't even drink, but yeah, I'll go grab them. So I went into the parking lot. I got the beers. I left. Now, there was an undercover in the parking lot in a minivan. Like, it wasn't even like something you would see. But I was just oblivious. I was just going about my day. So I drive down. I'm literally 2 minutes from his house, and there goes the lights. And I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? So I know that right now I have like 7 jars in my sock.
No
Dumb
jugs.
place to put it.
This is Scotty
In the
Jars.
back seat, in the back seat, I have a backpack with like 14 liquid vial, like the before you cook it.
Sando vials. Sand
Okay.
vials.
And then I had like a very tall jar that was full. So I'm like, all right, well, I can't do anything about the socks right now because he was going back to check my license. I said, well, let me get this one was always in this was the pocket.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, I knew he was looking at me, but I wanted to move my arm so I couldn't, you want to see the shoulder move because I
Right.
think you were doing something. And there was a Burger King cup and I just, right down the straw hole, and I just left it there.
Okay.
So he comes back over and he goes, you know your license is suspended? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, it is.
But did you know?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's the
Then
worst.
I never got to notice nothing. These motherfuckers, I never got to notice saying my license
They were
was
trying to
suspended.
bring down Scotty
So,
Jugs.
Yeah.
It was for
It's like
it
Al
was- it was
Capone
for
there.
a
They catch him
ticket.
on.
It was for a ticket that I got in Cambridge that I never went to court for. I never paid it, and that was the stupidity.
Oh, shit.
So now he's like, all right, so I'm going to be arrested because I'm driving around. You know what he pulled me over for? I had a license plate cover on, and it was snowing out. And there was all dirty snow on it, and you couldn't see the plate. I have no idea you couldn't see the fucking plate, but that was the reason he pulled me over. Now, mind you, I look shady as fuck. I got a full Adidas suit. Yes, Adidas.
Yes.
Okay? In a furry Kangol
Do you
with
think?
sunglasses on.
Do you think? Maybe,
Oh, my
Just
God.
shady as
do you
fuck.
just think maybe he worked for fucking Puma and he seen you in the Adidas fucking suit?
No, you
and
know
knew
what?
that
Right.
You were fucked up.
As a matter of fact, this guy just made detective.
He
and this was
did.
his first big thing.
And he was like, fucking Scotty Jugs. Dude, talk about fucking nabbing
All
a
right,
whale out the base,
so,
huh?
So let me continue now.
Kingfish over here.
So now I'm going to be arrested. So I get out.
you sure
He
are.
frisks me. He gets down to the jugs. This guy jumps back
down to
like
the
2
jugs.
feet, thinking, I'm like, what is he
You
jumping for? There's
got
no
a-
weapons.
you got a
He goes,
bomb
what's
on
in
you?
your sock? And I said, drugs. That's just all I
You should
said.
have
Right.
said Jugs.
I just said drugs.
You should have said Jugs. I mean,
So,
it was the perfect opportunity for
He
branding.
lined him up on
Ankle
the back
jugs.
of my car.
Anklets.
And then he goes, you got anything else in the car? I said, yeah, in the backpack there's 14. There's nothing I can do. It's,
Right,
he's
right,
gonna
right.
find it.
Yeah.
Well, he
you know?
might not. You know, I mean, like,
No.
I know.
No,
I mean,
no.
He
was on a mission.
He noticed it on the side.
So it was kind of like when I got caught, I was like, I'm kind of glad.
Did you
this
tell him
happened.
about the
Like,
one you pushed down the straw, though?
This was one of those things. This is the
Did you?
This
Did
is,
you?
This is the last time I'm going to pick
Compulsive
up
confessor.
type of thing. Was this weekend?
Sure, it was
It
your
really
last.
was.
Yeah, of course.
I was all
Last
done.
time you were, yeah, I bet you were just leaving the game.
Why are you fucking
Why
with me?
did you tell him about the ketamine you'd push down the straw hole though?
They found it when they searched the whole car later on.
In the straw?
No, in the straw hole, the hole that you put
Was that the
straw
last
in.
straw?
You know how it bends if you put your finger in it, like
Yeah.
its
Yeah.
plastic will rip. I pushed it down there, not in the straw. It would never fit in the straw. It was
Yeah,
this thick.
Okay,
talking about?
okay.
fuck you talking
So
about?
they brought me back to the police station, and this is where I kind of screwed myself. So they knew I lived in Dorchester at the time, and they said, "Do you have any drugs at your house?" And I said, "No."
They're going to say yes.
So they basically,
I know,
They
geez.
basically,
Yeah, you know, closet
they,
full.
they basically tricked me into. I said, "I'll let you go to my house and search my room. I'll give you the key
This
to my
was your
house."
idea.
Now listen, no,
What the fuck?
listen, no. This is something they said they were going to go search my house anyway. Listen, I didn't know. I was fucked up at the time too. So don't give me this. So they're like, "We're going to go to search your house and do it." So what I didn't know is you can't take a crime scene and move it all the way.
No.
I didn't know that.
can't just go
I
search
didn't know
a
the
house.
fucking law, so I'm stupid. So anyway, it ended up working out because I said, all right, here's the key to my house. I'm going to sign this. You can only search my room only. Nothing else in the house you can search.
Do not go in the kitchen cupboard. Whatever you do.
Listen, no, you can't search my roommate's room. Like, because I knew my roommate had a bag of fucking pills that I sold the night before. And I didn't want him to get in trouble for my stupid shit. And the guy actually kept his word. He only searched my, and the kid's girlfriend was home. She freaked out with the fucking cops kid. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Because he didn't know what I was doing.
So it's like an honest. So the cop
he knew what I was doing,
lied.
but not at the level I was doing what I was doing.
It was like like the cop lied to him, but then was honest, like in his house with the.
But you know what?
Search.
You know what?
Like, what
The guy ended up being a great guy. I mean, they let me go out and smoke a cigarette. Like, they don't let people do that shit. But he told me, he says that you're gonna probably go to Plymouth because where you got arrested, it was Abington. He goes, I used to work in the jail down there. I'll get you one of the best jobs in there, and he did, and he stuck by his word, and I got a great job in the jail where I
love it when they give me a good prison
this guy
job.
ketamine or something?
Listen,
Like,
this
how-
Yeah, why the
There's
fuck is he looking out
benefits.
for you?
I was getting staff trays. I was getting brand new sheets, mattresses. There's benefits from working a good job
Okay, but
You know
why
what I'm
was he
saying?
looking out for you?
because I wasn't like every other buddy person that he arrested with. Oh, I didn't do nothing. Oh, fuck you and fuck cops. And like I wasn't like that. I was caught, and I was like, you know what? You got me. Good luck to you. You just like.
So
I'm
he
going to
found
jail.
nothing in your room, though.
You know, I
Like
got away
the
with it
fucking
for
wire
20
over here.
years.
It's like all part
And
of
now
the game.
I'm gonna go to jail. It's gonna happen no matter what. So
So he goes.
you know what? That's where I met Van.
Yeah,
Is that
Not,
what-
not you, this Van.
Is that where you
Yeah.
got your? Oh, that
okay,
man.
Yeah.
you're being serious. Okay.
No, yeah. So the guy behind him is one of the guys on my leg.
He's
Is that
over.
good?
He's over my shoulder here, and he's over my shoulder in
Real life.
my studio.
Tell us
Okay.
tell us a Van story. So Van was a very interesting fucking guy too. Van was also someone that would have been great for this show, and he's also someone that was like he was known. He was like a guy that just like I don't know. Give him a Van story.
Yeah, Van. Like so, he was one of the. I only met him like I think it was like the last 4 weeks of his sentence. He'd come to the block, and he just stood out from the rest of the crowd. Like he's just one of those guys you want to know and you want to talk to, and he's funny stories like crazy. So I had no idea that he was a rapper.
Black Hesher.
Okay.
He's also what was this? Addicted to Smack, right?
Cooler than Smack.
Cooler Than Smack.
Cooler Than Smack.
That was him as well. So Ferrone was talking about that with the other guy from Cooler Than Smack. They were at Brandon's last event.
That's Dave Wedge.
Yeah, he was there, and they were bringing it up, and he's like, is this your buddy? And he brought Ferrone had a picture of Van, and it was like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit. He's like, that's the guy from Cooler. Yeah, so that's
Yeah. So
that was the first hip hop group from supposedly the South Shore that like did shit in Boston. Like it's AWOL and me, but like they're from Brockton.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they were like guys that did shit in Boston from Brockton before that was a thing.
From Brockton by the Sea.
But by real Brockton.
The real
Yeah.
Brockton.
Real Brockton.
Okay.
Yeah. Real. Have you been to real Brockton?
I have.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's definitely not by the sea.
So so he was getting out. He was getting released. It was the last day, and we were just sitting at the table, and he was just we were talking. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do the right thing when I get out there. I'm a rapper." I'm like, "You're a rapper?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Spit bars right now," and then he just started rapping, and I was like, I never knew this kid rap the whole time we were here. Mainly because they don't let you rap in jail. Like,
Oh, really?
oh yeah, you can't do ciphers. It's,
Yeah. The one time I did it, they threw a fucking chair like
Yeah,
through the
it's-
wall.
yeah,
They were
it's-
not happy with it.
Yeah.
Fucking-
So he was quietly rapping at the table, he's like, he goes, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna really do this music for real. And I was like, that's a good dream, man. I go, I'd like to go out and do music videos. And he's like, all right, we're gonna meet each other again someday, and we're gonna do that video. 8 years later, we did. And that was my first and his first,
Huh, that's pretty cool.
and it was not good.
Yeah. Van was a fucking.
I actually broke a lens that I had just bought. I had this Sony camera. Remember that shitty Sony camera I had that we thought was going to be the best thing? It was, I forget, it was early Sony. It had the big mic on the top. Anyway, I had that, and I just bought the lens.
Was it
and
after the T6i?
No, I'm talking Sony, not Canon.
No, I know, but you said.
It was before the T6i.
All right.
Yeah. So I just bought a lens, and I had it on the tripod, and I tipped it over, and the thing fucking smashed everything.
Oh,
He had to come
It-
back down and shoot a different day because I had no fucking
And how much do these lenses cost?
I mean, that was probably like a $600 lens.
It's
ouch.
crazy. So when I bought like that camera and everything, I was talking with Scott about this kind of shit. Like when you buy the camera, they're very, very expensive. So you think once you buy the camera and it's super expensive, you're like, oh yeah, I should be able to open the fucking box and use this camera. Not the case. because you have to buy a lens that costs like $1,000.
Unless it's a kit. Unless it's a kit where it comes with a lens, but it's usually a shitty lens.
Didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
I shot with a kit lens for years.
You don't find that's a kit lens, so we got to get a better lens than that.
That's a kit lens.
That's what's okay. That's what it came with.
You got to be kidding me.
You got to be kidding you. But it's just one of those funny things that like you just don't understand how crazy that gets when, you know.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So
you were in jail for how long?
2.
2 years. Okay, and you came out and you never dealed again. Nope, different story. Go on.
No, I went back for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I just didn't want. I just became a user really.
So how did that transition transpire?
Well, I mean, when I started, when I started working with the kids in Taekwondo, that's when I kind of wrapped all that up, you know. And when I was working with Hush, because you had to be focused to do everything, and I completely quit everything.
Okay.
And that's when I started building.
How many music videos do you think you've done at this point?
Oh my God, probably over 500.
Oh shit, that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
What's the craziest story on one of these sets? What's some wild shit that just what the fuck?
Oh, so Leeds got a video for me for these guys that wanted to do a video, and it was way down in like the Cape. It was like at a one of those golf places where they have all the cool shit. And the
miniature golf.
And one of the rappers.
Oh, hold on. Miniature golf?
Miniature golf, yeah. Where they have like the skulls and
yeah. Well, you said you described it as one of those golf places with all the cool shit.
Miniature golf.
Yeah.
Miniature golf.
I explained it.
I just wanted to make sure we were talking about the same
mini
thing.
golf.
It was 2 rappers in the group, and one of them came, and he was so fucking drunk, like just pissed drunk. And it was like one of the hottest videos I have to shoot because I had to do like 50 takes over for this guy. Like, so that's, I mean, it's nothing really crazy.
You've never been on.
Oh, well, I did shoot a show up in Jewel. I shot a music video for Exit Fame, and we were in the club, and somebody got stabbed, and everybody had to leave the club. And for some reason, where I parked my car, which I should have parked across the street, I was inside the crime scene tape.
Oh,
so I had to wait there. Not only that, they came over to me and said, "Hey, were you filming there tonight?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, give me your SD cards." And I was like, "I can't do that. I just shot a music video. This guy just paid me for it." He goes, "Well, it's evidence now." And I said, "I'm not snitching on nobody." Because I want to look through my footage and find somebody based on my footage. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? So he goes, "Listen, you come up next week and you can get your cards back. We're just going to go through everything." I was like, "Fuck, do I have any jerk off videos on it?" No, so I ended up going back up that next Wednesday, and they brought me into this room, and they started asking me questions. They're like, "You were filming this guy." Like, they had certain clips they pulled out, and they're like, "You were filming this guy. Why were you filming this guy? You know him? What's his name?" I go, "Listen, I go into a club. I don't know who's playing, maybe the headliner. I film at least one song from every person performing, and then I give them a card. Say, hey, if you want the footage, hit me up and we can talk. I don't know these guys." So they ended up giving me the cards back. It sucked because I had to drive all the way back up there from Rhode Island. But I got the cards back and everything went well. But that's, I mean, people always say, "Oh, there's so much violence at hip-hop shows." I've been going to hip-hop shows for over a decade, and that's the only time that was the most violent thing that ever happened.
No, they just get blamed for the violence. Like Harper's Ferry they stopped doing hip-hop shows because across the street at Kells, or now Tits, Tavern in the Square, outside of there, between there and the convenience store, there was a lot of like let out at the end of the night, and 4 people got stabbed. Might have been a couple of them during a hip-hop show, but it was across the street in front of a different club. But they shut down. They stopped doing all the rap shows.
The let out at Xfinity Center for a Dawkins concert? What's worse? Like,
right.
I've seen more fights at rock and roll concerts than I do at hip hop shows.
You know, I said the same thing when I saw Dave Chappelle like at the fucking Garden when he came to Boston. I've seen so many like stand-up comedy, so many hip hop events. And I was saying this to my girlfriend. I seen 2 fights in that fucking Dave Chappelle, like inside the fucking like during stand-up. Like brawls,
wow,
like he stopped twice.
Yeah,
and like he had to be like, "Oh shit, they're like really fighting over there." And he's like they're probably, it was funny too because he's like, they're probably fighting about what type of white people they are. He goes, "They do shit like that out here in Boston." It's fucking funny.
I don't know exactly what that means, but I still
like it. What kind of white person are you?
What kind of white person are you?
You know, I'm the whitest person I know. It's wild. So I'm you guys don't know this, but I'm adopted. I found out I was adopted when I was 14 years old. So they didn't come out with 23andMe till like recently. You know what I'm saying? And the joke kind of funny. I grew up in hip hop and everything, and everybody has like when you do one of those 23andMe things, the joke with everything is like even the racist guys have like a little bit of like sub-Saharan African in them or some shit like that. Everybody does, right?
0.02% North African.
See, everybody. And then like me growing up in like all these urban areas, like with around a lot of urban people, and then like being into hip hop music and doing all that shit early and everything, blah blah blah, everything else. The joke's always been like I obviously have some kind of black like uncle or grandfather or some fucking thing like in my family tree. When I got my 23andMe, I actually found my biological family. You do know that story.
I do know that.
I found my biological family. I am 99.8% like white. like if you pull up my chart, it's literally 99.8% like Northern European.
Yeah, it sounds like my chart.
I'm the whitest motherfucker that I know.
I might be right there
Wild.
with you. I might be right there with you.
I don't know. We'll compare charts afterwards. But
wait, I want to hear the story about how you found out you were adopted from 23andMe.
What from that? Because my cousin.
I did a 23andMe.
Because my cousin on 20. Because when I have a half sister that I know growing up. People don't hear the shit. But regardless of that, I did 23andMe for Christmas one year. I did
You got the half off, okay.
The other I did the other one. And then the Ancestry.com, I did that one, and that one didn't have any like it had like fifth cousins, sixth cousins, fourth cousins, shit like that. You can't track anything back to that kind of shit.
You have a happy ending to it? I have a fucked up 23andMe.
Who's
story.
getting happy endings?
Hold on.
Yeah, I heard happy ending.
And fucking just basically my cousin. So my half sister that I know from my mother's side, like that I grew up with, she was on there as my half sister, and I had a cousin from the other side that was my first cousin.
Okay.
So obviously finding a first cousin is pretty fucking easy. So then like I went on Google and I started Googling people and shit, found social medias, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I was in Florida like 3 days later, like in my father's kitchen. Wild. So go ahead,
That is
Ash.
wild.
You want to fucking tell your story real quick?
Well, this isn't about me, but it was after I got my 23andMe, I got an ex-girlfriend at 23andMe, and it like caused some drama because then like her DNA results like showed like her father that like his father wasn't his father, like yeah. So I like got someone a gift and it just like caused some craziness.
You definitely got some Asian in you, right? Or you just smoke a lot.
Wait,
Nah, I'm actually pretty white. I had 2% Nigerian, which is weird.
so you're saying your ex-girlfriend was like your sister or something?
No, not at all.
Oh,
How
okay.
did you get that from that?
Her father.
I just thought.
Like after finding her results, it like told her father that like his father wasn't his father. So I fucked that up.
Well,
Bad gift.
Like
No, I got that
Well,
from
the
that.
funny thing, so like on my side, right, it is like that. Like so my whole life, I'm trying to find who my biological parents are because I can't find that out. Trust me, I've exhausted all resources.
This is a Lifetime original.
But then like on the other, so when I get the results, I'm happy. I'm like, oh my God, my life's changing. But on the other end, it's funny because what had happened was my cousin Jocelyn, her mother, like the joke was always like that Jocelyn wasn't related to them or something. That's what they said. And so for 23andMe, they got her one for Christmas, like as a joke. And she filled it out as a joke. And then they find me.
Wow.
Yeah, who like now like so like she's like she got her uncle Ronnie in trouble because like I'm he's, you know what I'm saying, like yeah, like I'm wow. I am they were married for like 45 years and I'm 43 years and I'm whatever he cheated on his wife with you know what I'm saying to get me all the whole he's an asshole anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. But the point of the matter is it just was funny. The other side of the story was like he's saying that's actually a true thing. So like he was mad at her because like obviously like the cat got out of the bag because of a joke that she did. But I mean he didn't know about me or anything like that.
Story.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. I mean it's deeper than all that, but this is in my interview.
So what do you think? You want to crack open one of those UMTV raps?
I actually wanted to ask you first, who do you want to work with next? Like what do you want to do next? What's your dream job?
I mean, I'd like to do a film at some point, but
music video wise, who would you love to work with?
Jesus, I'd love to. Well, first off, I'd love to do a video for Eminem. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. Probably won't.
Would you dress up like Eminem?
No, I don't think that would be proper.
Okay.
Is Eminem your favorite rapper?
He's in my tops.
Okay.
I mean, I'd love to. I've actually this year I've been lucky and I get to work with a few different industry artists. I'd like to work with more.
Who have you worked with?
We just dropped a video feature at Onyx. I got to do one with Ill Bill, 2 with Rusty Jukes, and one with Big Shug.
Well, actually, did we make the final cut video for the Rusty Jux video? I think we're.
Oh,
in
yeah.
I think we're in one of the.
Yeah,
videos.
you're in the background,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't think you can see.
Yeah,
it.
we were
Yeah,
in the
we
background.
we're at that show.
We were the best part of that fucking video.
It
I
was,
agree.
It
Yeah.
was
I agree.
it was amazing. That's why he put us in there.
So yeah, and you know, a lot of that is because of XL, the Beast. Like me and him started working together a couple of years ago. I did the Choices video at the bridge with the archetype playing the piano, which I love that video. But we became really good friends, and he's brought a lot of work to me. And all these, except for the Onyx one, they were all because of XL. So
Who's the biggest artist you've done a music video for?
I mean,
Onyx.
probably Onyx.
Yeah.
You know, I've done a couple for Slain. You know, but I'd love to be doing, working in the industry. But I
Right.
mean, it's just I'm one guy and a camera. You know, you need a full crew to do big videos like that.
Yeah.
But I'm happy. I'm happy. Working with all local talent, and if something good comes along once in a while, like I'm making a living off of it. I'm starting to do some commercial stuff, which is very lucrative, and I love to do it. Like, I never walk out the door with my camera and be like, oh, fuck, I gotta shoot. Like,
Oh, because I definitely would.
well, that's
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it shows that you
all
actually
my
love it.
life, I've either been selling drugs or working shitty jobs that I fucking hated, and this is the only thing that I can walk out the door and say I love what I do.
Yeah.
I meet so many great people, and there's a level of respect that I get from people for everything side, that I do on the side for the hip hop scene, like just doing shows and putting content out and promoting other people. Like,
Yeah, you're definitely an
And-
integral part of the
and
hip
it's
hop
like I
scene
never thought my name would be synonymous with the hip hop scene in any
Boston. Yeah.
aspect.
You've been even nominated for a couple of awards now at this point, haven't you?
Yeah, last year I got nominated for Boston Music Award for Music Videographer of the Year, and I got one for Best Video of the Year from the New England Music Awards for the massive we did with Leeds with Slain, Rex, and Steel Gold.
Okay.
So yeah, it was good to be recognized, like because you feel like you're out here busting your ass. And
You're in it. You're part of the club now.
Which is wild because in this next week we have Leeds coming Saturday, we have Rex coming Monday, and we have Still Gold coming next Saturday.
wow.
The
Wow.
connection, all
Yeah,
connected
crazy.
through Sando.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Slain.
Yeah, we need to get Slain on here. Yeah.
Because you could ask him about that DVD.
I need to get
You know
my
he's going
goddamn
to.
Necro Gory Day
What
DVD
is-
back.
What is the DVD?
It's Gory Days by Necro.
Oh, well, you can't get it.
I don't know. I mean, probably. I haven't looked. I want my copy
He
back.
wants
you know.
his copy back.
If
and he
you would
wants-
just get me a Tougher Than Leather Run DMC the movie.
Yeah,
on
let me
DVD.
find that for you on VHS. No problem, Sando. Before we wrap up and whatnot, I don't know if we can talk about this on camera,
here
but
we
there
go.
was a murder
Not that I was involved in.
you were a witness to.
When?
You're gonna make your joke or what?
No. There was no joke. Just
Bro,
waiting.
And based on what information?
I thought we were opening up in here. I thought this was a safe space.
How many of you witnessed?
I think he's
Actually,
I know what he's
during
doing now.
during
Skip it.
Hmm?
Nothing. No, do what you're doing. Go ahead.
All right, so you got to open up.
well, I had a similar story where
Don't
the
you worry
cops
about
wanted that cops wanted my video camera after Warren G was at Harper's Ferry, and somebody got stabbed across the street.
I don't believe you. He's telling my same story.
No, your story is actually my story, and my story probably happened before your story.
I would say.
So
if
you
it
were
was-
telling my story a moment
Warren
ago.
G was at Harper's Ferry.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. My shit happened first.
I saw DMX at Harper's Ferry.
Oh, really?
I've told you this on this show before. I don't know if this guy ever listens to anything we talk about.
I saw Run DMC in Weymouth.
I just don't believe it.
Actually, Sando did say he was a front row and center at that stage.
Yeah,
It
so
was.
when was this? I saw this like on Facebook or something.
There
1988.
used to be
86.
a club called Playoffs. It's a CVS now.
Thank God.
And it was Playoffs, and in the back was a place called Spotlights, and they used to have like live bands. They had a bunch of hair bands in there too, but DMC came, and I was definitely going because it's only 3 towns from where I lived, and I had to go. And then they also played Waterworks in Quincy, and I was side stage for that too. Like
This is
back when
before you
could
had your
actually-
camera,
Back
though.
when you could actually go up on the stage and put your hands on the stage. Remember
Yeah.
those days?
Oh yeah.
No more.
But this is also before you had a camera and everything.
Yeah,
so
there
that's
wasn't even
just-
cell phones at this point. I mean, we're talking, mid '80s, late '80s.
I was just thinking about one of my favorite Sando things is when it's someone's birthday. What made you start doing that?
What, did you post? Did he post a picture
Every time it's someone's birthday,
of them in their birthday
Sando
suit?
will post a picture of Sando and himself almost daily.
Because he wants to make the
You-
birthday.
No,
He
I
wants to
don't- I
make
don't-
everybody's
I don't-
birthday
I
about
don't-
him.
I don't do it for everybody, but if it's somebody that that's a good friend of mine or somebody I work with in the industry, yeah, I'm gonna give him a shout
Yeah,
out.
no,
for
I
his
just
birthday.
every day it's like,
When
it's
am
like
I
I want to
gonna-
give a shout out to my homie.
They get mad likes. I get money.
Yeah,
off
I'm
those.
not. It's okay. You get money off
My
us?
birthday was back in November. I don't remember.
I don't have any
Sando
pictures of
shot.
me and you. Now
That's-
next year I could put up the one of me, you, and Poop Poos.
Okay, we're gonna have to get a poo poos. Poo poo.
Poos.
Hush, on your
Papoose
on your
platter.
birthday, does Sando put a picture up of you?
I
I
do.
think he has before. Yeah.
I do.
I'm
Now I
trying.
know-
I'm,
now
now I'm
I
trying
know
to
it's
think
a
if
different-
I don't even know if you put one up of me.
We don't have any pictures together.
We don't?
No, we have pictures of each other that we took of each other, but not together.
Huh? That's interesting. Yeah, because maybe on that trip
I don't think
we went
so.
on a whole trip together. Like, how do we not have a picture together?
Well, we didn't go together when I met you there.
no,
but
I know that it's not like we fucking like went on the trip together, but like that was like a pretty like.
that's the
yeah.
first time I really.
We do have a
got-
picture together with me taking the picture
Well,
of.
that's right. But I don't have it. You have it.
Yes, send that to him before your birthday.
Yeah, I
but
will.
yeah, I mean that's when I actually probably had my first real conversation with you ever. 'cause
Yeah,
it was
but-
always like, hey, what's up? What's
Yeah.
up? Let me grab something.
Now you got to actually sit down
I
with
didn't
some
really,
beers
I
at
didn't really
Denny's.
know Sando then. Like we literally like Van was here. He was sitting in that room, and he like literally went home, and like passed away. Like that day. Like it was wild. It was a super weird thing. And we were literally out in San Diego like the next week.
And he did a show the night before.
Yeah,
When he
yeah.
came here.
I was there.
And I wasn't going to film it because he didn't have the money. And I was like, well, I'm just going to come film for you anyway. He ended up giving me the money that night anyway because he sold a lot of merch. But that was his last performance.
Yeah.
And I almost didn't go. Like, it almost didn't happen. But I was so glad that it did because
Yeah, it was
when he did
it's Fireflies.
Fireflies,
Yeah, which is a really good song.
it was just, I don't know, man. That song was.
I
just-
still have his Pepsi in my fridge.
Really.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
Pepsi because he was here drinking. I wish I kept his Jack Daniels. Like I let someone drink it, and like I just didn't even think of it, and like it.
But you
I
said
think
he passed away. How did he pass away? What's the...
we were actually planning Mardi Gras on the phone, and we hung the phone up. I went to go do my laundry, and then literally Ty called me like I don't know 25 minutes later. It was like Van passed away, and I guess he passed away of like his heart just gave out. He was battling a lot of shit. He didn't overdose, but like it was. I'm sure the same way with like our guy Marty, like the same shit. Like you go through a lot of shit. Your body takes a fucking beating, and then by the time you kind of want to change it, turn it around, you've kind of already done a lot of damage. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like my love life. But
it,
not to make a light
it
of
could
the
happen. But
situation.
Van
And
was
I
one.
literally texted him the night before, and he didn't respond back. And I was like, "You okay?" And that was the last text. I still have all his texts on my phone.
that's
'cause
crazy.
they're
That's
fucking-
eerie.
First of all, they're hilarious.
Yeah. No, yeah, he was one of those dudes,
funny
man. He was
dude.
one of those dudes. Like,
Well, he was a van.
Yeah, well, there you go. But he was an actual.
Do you live in
fan.
a van down by the river?
Do you? Serious? Do you? Have you ever lived in a van down by the river? Right now, you live in Cambridge. There's no the Charles River. Do you live in a van down by the Charles River?
I mean, a better question is, have I ever been around a ventriloquist?
He does kind of live near the river.
Yeah, Cambridge.
He does kind of live like it's
Cambridge side.
close.
Yeah.
It's
I
very
heard
close.
you inspired the first track on the X-Clan tape, Vainglorious. It's all about you.
Blackistan, R.I.P. He always used to call me Van Glorious.
Hush, is there anything going on with the
Which-
current events here?
You filmed Blackistan before, right?
Let's see. I got.
Did you? Have you?
Maybe the show, but not
Okay,
video.
not
I
video.
got not too many, but I seen that Joe Budden and the streamers Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross are beefing because Joe Budden was mad about at the Grammys. Travis Scott and Playboy Cardi, he was like, "Get these bozos off the stage, blah blah blah. This ain't for tuxedo type music." So yeah, so there's a little controversy between Joe Budden, Travis Scott, Playboy Cardi, and then Kai
Kai
Cenat
Cenat,
and Aiden Ross.
Now, Sando, do you know who any of these people are? Me either.
No, I've heard the names, but I
I've heard
don't
the
know
names.
one song.
All I was thinking about when he said that
I'm
was
I'm what Hush refers to as an old head.
yeah, we're old
He even
heads.
wrote a song
About you? It's
about
called Old Head?
No, about old heads.
And were you in the video?
No,
You should have been.
We never shot of it.
But I was thinking when you were saying that, have you ever been like filming an event? Not when someone gets stabbed, but maybe someone's on stage and you're filming someone on stage and someone runs on stage or some wild thing.
Like a
fucking-
melee.
Yeah, or
Well,
like
yeah,
a fan.
Absolutely.
Well, okay. Tell us all about
I
that.
immediately protect the camera and go to the back of the room. And does the footage make it into the recap? No, I would.
No,
not.
I'm not
so you're
saying
not
that.
someone that's passionate enough about your craft, because otherwise you would have risked the equipment
Listen,
to get in there and get the good
if
shot.
something's gonna equal
Anything
to
for
an
the
arrest,
shot.
I want no part of that.
What about like
Okay,
a fan
fair.
or something running up on stage?
A what?
A fan or something running up on stage, and like any fans doing any crazy
Oh,
shit.
actually, the show we did for it was Mickey Avalon and Van actually
Okay,
opened.
that sounds like a okay.
yeah.
It was
go ahead.
Dirt.
I didn't open, I was
Dirt,
hosting.
Nasty.
When Dirt Nasty
Go
went
ahead.
on,
Now here you go.
he brought all these girls on, and this girl, she just completely just took
Yeah.
off everything and just going crazy. And of course, I have the video. So when you go see the recap, she's like this, and right when it gets to here, it cuts because you can't go any further.
Do you have any footage of me and the titties in one shot?
You weren't
Me
at the
hosting
show.
and the tit. I was hosting it.
That particular one?
I thought you just said that I was there.
No, Van. This Van.
Oh, that van.
How would you be opening for Mickey Avalon? You
That's why I
fucking-
was saying I wasn't
you know,
opening. I was
you know,
hosting because I've hosted
Does-
for Dirt Nasty and
does
Mickey
this guy
Avalon. This is at the
remember-
Middle East.
So
This
I'll
guy
just
remember
start saying
anything.
Van.
Does he remember anything?
And then
Like
we'll know what we're talking about.
anything? Do you remember anything?
There's a lot of different vans being thrown around here.
No, there's not. There's really not. There's not at all.
I thought he was talking about me hosting the show.
Everybody's following.
You
this,
weren't
man.
hosting the show. You didn't
He
host
said.
it.
Oh,
he
I
said
thought that was the whole. And I was like,
yeah.
why did you say that I opened when I was hosting it?
This guy is so about himself.
Yeah.
You said all that.
He's got
and
some brain cells
What
on
he
his
got
head.
out of him, that whole story was, I hosted the show.
It was all about
Did
me.
you have a picture with me next to these titties?
Yeah,
that-
next to those titties.
You weren't even
No.
fucking there. What are you talking? And how do you think you forgot that you hosted the show with a naked chick on stage with Sando
Have
filming?
you ever even hosted a show?
What is going on?
I don't remember 90% of the shows I've hosted. 100%
But you have
chance.
hosted. You have hosted shows.
Yeah, and I hosted Mickey Avalon and Dirt Nasty
He's
last
ho-
time they were in
He hosted
Boston.
my fucking album release party at the Middle East upstairs in a spacesuit. Doesn't remember that either. Show him the
hosted-
footage.
No, of course I'm
My
not going to
battle
remember it if I was
versus
in
Pat
a,
G.
Oh, his battle versus Pat G. That
Then
he
I
fucking.
remember you hosting. I was like, who's this weird beard guy? That's probably what I got out of it.
Well, this is at Middle East downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hosting that show.
Do you remember the girl, the titties?
There's so many women who are throwing their titties at me, man. I can't keep track of them
I'll
all.
show you the recap tonight. You see if you
right.
can find yourself.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
don't
great.
usually film hosts unless they're like really good, like Mr. PSA.
Hey, Sando, not
I'm
to
like the
give you,
Mr. Beast of-
PTSD, but I know you got arrested going to a Super Bowl party. But we got Super Bowl's coming up. Who you got?
I don't watch football.
How the fuck are you gonna like? I don't mean to get it. You got arrested.
Yeah, I watch Super Bowl for the
PTSD
commercials.
over
I
here.
don't give a fuck about the game.
Do you watch the Puppy Bowl?
No.
You got it? No? Oh, you're too
Why would I?
manly for the Puppy Bowl.
But
That's
it
unfucking
has
real.
no like. I'd rather.
You don't like
I'm gonna
cute
miss
dogs?
I'm gonna miss the good football commercials the Super Bowl commercials if I watch the Puppy
You
Bowl.
can, you
No,
can
the
just watch the
commercials
whole fucking
continue on.
commercials
The
now in
Puppy
like
Bowl's
one
after the-
brick.
Every time they do that, they never show every commercial. I want to see them all.
You gotta
'Cause they
see every
usually-
single one.
Yeah, because they're good.
But most of them
You
are
are
like,
a fucking old man.
yeah, and most of these are like Bud Light commercials and whatnot, and you haven't been drinking for years. So
Doesn't
doesn't
matter. It's the
tease
content.
ya?
It's the funniness of the commercials.
There should be a fucking Puma commercial with this guy in it.
There
It
should,
really,
yeah.
really
Can
you
we
should.
get that done?
Can you call
We're
it
gonna start lobbying on your
Everybody
behalf.
at Puma right now.
Jay-Z, man. I'm pretty sure he owns like a big piece
And
of
you're
that
a
now.
Puma in bed.
There's a Puma right in Brighton. There's a big thing there. I just walk in just fully in Puma and say, listen, I wear underwear, socks, everything.
You
Let's get
should.
something
And
going
they'll have
here.
you
You should
escorted
do- you
out
should do
by
that.
whatever cop is in the area.
You know what
that
it is?
can
I
get over
have to
quick
be
enough.
seen at a big platform with this Sando and Puma in the same space.
So
where
this is gonna
somebody
be
would
it.
see it and be like, hey, this guy, copyright infringement.
Exactly, yeah. You got anything else, Ush? Or do you have any current events there, Van?
Nothing that good. Nah, I think that's pretty.
What do you
much
think
it.
about the Benzino Eminem thing? Who's winning? You give a fuck?
I mean, first of all, it should have been dead years ago. I don't know why.
Why is Eminem bringing
I
it
don't-
back in
I don't know.
2024?
I don't know. Did,
so
he,
weird.
did he do something to him? I don't
it's so
understand.
weird.
You know, and
He's got like a theme. He wants to
It's
keep
like-
it real to the theme.
I don't know. Maybe they're working together.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
he's-
know.
Maybe he's helping him out.
Yeah, I
No,
wouldn't-
knows?
every time you see Benzino actually talk, you're like, this guy is fucking. He can't like.
He
He's
can't
also
string two
missing-
words together.
He's also missing some brain cells. Like he's like who's the guy that got banned from YouTube? Frogs are gay. What the fuck's his
Andrew
name?
Tate, maybe?
No, the fucking fat guy. He's used to be on Rogan too.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Like Alex Jones will say like 100 things, and like out of those 100 things, like 70 of them are completely batshit fucking insane. Like 15 of them are like wrong. And then like there's like there's like 10 of them in there that are like, all right, this guy nailed it, but he says like, oh, that's Benzino.
Well, anyway,
Benzino.
I mean, did he get him in Rap
Did you listen to
Elvis?
it?
Of course I did.
Oh, okay.
I think so, but I think he rapped off beat. Anybody,
And
agree with me on that? And then now there's people are saying that he didn't write it. Or,
right.
Everybody raps off beat
He's
now.
in a video saying that he had other writers in the studio with him that passed him
on a
verses,
diss
but he goes,
record,
but
you
I
shouldn't
spit
have
it.
writers at all. It's supposed to come from you.
Right. Yes, especially on a diss record.
So my question to you is, do you think Eminem will respond? Hush. He's the Eminem encyclopedia over there.
I don't think he'll respond. Maybe a few lines, because Eminem did say he might be like dropping something this year, so he might have an album where he gives them a few lines. But I don't
Yo,
see
but Benzino ethered Eminem. What's going on?
Because I asked Hush you think M's going to go back at Game, and he was like, no, and he said, it's a bigger diss to not respond.
It's also,
It
but
is.
what about the fact that he mentioned Proof?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I mean,
Well,
it's Benzino,
I know
so
Cassius did two.
Yeah, but no one gives a. I saw.
Because he mentioned him too.
I saw fucking on.
Shit.
That no one gives a fuck about that. I saw actual on my YouTube something popped up. The guys, the video by the person who put the video out. It's an Eminem stan response to Benzino. I was gonna play it on the show, but I forgot about it. I lost it by now. But it was literally some guy that like I don't even know what you said. I'm an Eminem stan and I'm responding. He had like a whole like a produced.
There's a bunch of those.
But it was
out
a
there.
it was a produced video. Like it had
Yeah.
like fucking drone shots in it and shit. I was like, this is crazy. Like fuck, this guy actually put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah, I want to see
And
that.
it said Eminem stan response to Benzino.
That's a good idea. Actually, Hush, you should have done a video where you like do it fake or Sando for that matter. You dressed up as Eminem before. Frosted tips over there.
Sando, where you gonna
Like
be
if we
tonight?
just dress you up and
What?
do the
Where
diss.
you gonna be tonight?
I am going to the Problematic XL the Beast show at Middle East. Put on my leads.
Is Leeds letting you in the door for free to give him a 1-minute recap?
No, those days are over.
I just had to ask, man. I'm gonna ask Leeds.
Besides, it's upstairs and the lighting. I can't stand it.
Van has to ask you about Fury.
No.
Oh no.
At the end of the day, also, I just think about, like, I just love the fact that we're 40 and 50-year-old men still, like, I got to save that $10 at the door to get into this Middle East show. It's like, at our age, we should give the $10, even if we're on the list, as, like, just a donation to the cause. Just to show them that we got it like that, Think back to younger you,
maybe-
chest
You
hair
sure he
showing,
doesn't smoke
Hey,
weed?
hey,
a
Hush,
thin
really
gold
doesn't?
necklace.
Hush, did you hear what Van said? He's gonna pay for all of us
I'm
to go to
not-
the Middle East tonight.
I'm not paying
That's
for
fucking
anything.
amazing.
Whoa.
Sando, did you
He
hear
did say
that? He
that,
fucking
yeah.
said this guy.
With meals. I think I heard meals. In
I
that.
might- I think
Parking and gas.
No, but I'll take,
We can all park in his driveway. He lives right around the corner.
if I had a driveway.
Yeah.
I live in the
He does.
city.
No, he has a
When
driveway.
you live in the city, you
He
don't
has
have
a
a
driveway.
driveway.
He has
I'm not
a
allowed to
driveway.
use it.
For some reason, I thought you lived in New Hampshire.
You hear what he just said? He's not allowed to
Look
use.
like
he's
fucking
he's
New
a cuck in his
Hampshire.
own. He's a cuck in his own
I'm a-
driveway. He can't even use his own fucking driveway. You hear this guy?
Yeah. It's I'm a simp.
Why don't you fight your neighbor?
He's the son of my landlord.
What happened with the neighbor?
I don't know. He won't let him use the fucking driveway.
It's my landlord's son.
Does he live there?
Yeah.
Oh, we should get the driveway. Is there enough for 2 cars?
He gets the driveway.
Is there enough for 2 cars?
Whose side are you on?
Is there enough for 2 cars?
Yeah, there's enough for like 3 cars, but you have to move them to get out.
If there's it's just one single
Oh,
driveway.
man.
Where's Van gonna
Well,
park the van?
Man,
Yeah, that's
man,
true.
man.
Do you have a van?
Yeah, I got a van.
No, he doesn't.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
no one is gonna be having the name Van Styles
Like
and
a-
not have a van.
Like
All right.
a
But this whole
minivan?
thing isn't about me. This is Sando Films.
So we got Sando right here. He brought some.
Yeah, let's
before
open
we
one
go.
of those. Let's get to the bottom of this.
We're gonna-
we got any rookie draft picks? We got
We're
any
gonna,
of
we're
those
gonna
early
save. We're gonna
Ken
save
Griffey
one,
Jr.?
and we're gonna keep one. We'll put one up on the wall, and we'll open the other one.
Ooh, I'm on the edge
I
of my
don't know.
seat
I
right
don't
now.
know.
Are you excited? What do you
I've
think?
never- I haven't
Wait,
opened
take
any
a
of
guess.
mine.
What do you think we might pull in there?
Yeah.
What do you think? Sando, give a guess.
Someone's, no, you
Name
gotta-
one rapper you
Vanilla
think we're not
Ice.
going to find.
Well,
What?
let's think. It's 1991.
9091 tops. Okay.
So it's
Yes.
1991.
Okay, so let me explain what these are too. I want to.
Definitely Big Daddy Kane is in one of those.
91?
Yeah.
Sandy, you want to explain what these are?
Yo MTV trading cards.
All right. Third base.
Unopened from 1991, and it says you can win a trip to New York City and be on Yo MTV Raps Live.
All right. Third base is in one of those.
Yeah.
Third Base, yeah.
Yeah,
that-
let,
that's-
let me,
Third Base
let me
is
read
gonna be
this.
Tribe Called
It
Quest.
says win a trip to New York City and see Yo MTV Raps live. Not be on it, but see it. Because I was thinking we could have been on the last
and
episode
10,000 other prizes.
10,000 other prizes.
What the
Hurrah.
fuck?
No purchase necessary, even though you did purchase these cards. Where'd you get these cards from?
I got them at the hip hop show museum thing they did over at Black Market,
Dope.
and they shared a bunch of them. So I just bought a bunch. Just to
Okay.
I wanted. To
These
put
are
a
the
couple-
actual cards from '91 too. These
Yeah,
these
it
like
says
say
it.
right in the back. It said you could buy a whole set of these for $13.95 with $6.95 shipping and handling. That sounds like a deal.
I think so.
I think a deal.
How you're able to buy $1 a pack?
So
in
you
2024?
said Vanilla Ice. You said Third Base. Hush, who do you think
We're
is
all
going to be in
picking
there?
white people.
I know. I was gonna say, well, MC
Tribe
Hammer's probably.
Ah, I
I'm
was
gonna say
gonna say
Big
MC
Daddy
Hammer.
Kane's in here.
I was gonna say.
I said Big
Big
Daddy
Daddy
Kane,
Kane?
and he gave me the whole. He gave me a
Okay.
look and a little wicked word.
Busta Rhymes could be
you
in
said
there.
91.
Leaders of the new school might be in there.
Have you opened? So you got 25 packs of these. You haven't opened a single pack
No,
yet.
I
Get
have
a Beastie
12 packs.
Boy in
And you
there,
haven't
maybe?
opened a single pack yet.
No.
So you have no idea. So 91, Public Enemy, Ice Cube,
Ice Cube.
Tribe
Called Quest.
maybe
De La Soul.
De La Soul is probably more
Get
likely.
Rakim in there, maybe.
Rakim might be in here. Fat
Wait,
Five
why did
Freddy.
you give me a look when I said Big Daddy Kane? But he said it, and he's all good.
I didn't hear him at the time. I was focusing on the burger.
So I want to like. I don't have a thing. I don't want to like.
That's why you're so
focus on the burger.
fat, Sando. Always looking at the burgers.
I'm fat.
Hold that up.
That's why you wear these
Oh,
suits,
that,
these
like-
Puma suits.
So can
Hide
you
that
like
mafia
maybe
done
maybe you can
roll.
like even you can focus that in if you want. Well, no, don't.
Oh, what's it gonna be?
All right,
What's
so
it
who
gonna
we
be?
got
What's
here?
it
We
gonna
got-
be? No bad,
Oh, the first one.
Damn, Hammer.
MC Hammer, not Hammer. This is MC.
Oh.
Hammer was the
That
This
was
is
later.
MC
gangster
Hammer.
version.
Yeah,
MC
the
Hammer.
funky
Remember he,
headhunter.
remember he came out with the beanie and
Oh yeah.
The second one, Heavy D
Oh, wow.
and the boys. You know, these have rap facts on the back of them as well. Trouble T. Roy died in a tragic accident during the 90s summer tour. He is greatly missed by everyone in the rap community. That is a fact. Rap fact. Heavy D and the Boys was formed in Mount Vernon, New York. Uptown MCA. There you go.
Wow.
Puffy came out of that camp. Big Daddy Kane.
Damn.
We got a Big Daddy Kane. Look at in the purple fucking suit.
Yeah.
No, I said it. Your shit was
the
whack. Nobody wanted-
BIGDADDYKANE.
Oh, you're right. He
You're
did a song-
aging yourself.
He did a song with
Again.
Tupac and fucking that was a song with that was Biggie and Pac were on that fucking song. The song with Craig
The
G.
best Pac song is "Gotta Make Up My Mind." You know that.
Young MC.
Wow.
What the fuck was the name of that goddamn song?
know.
Bust a move.
Bust a Move. That was it. Bust a Move. It was like Break It Down. The middle part, they have the
Yeah.
breakdown and shit.
She's dressed in yellow.
Look
She
at that
says
mustache
hello.
on that guy. Of course, we have everyone's resident fucking Vanilla Ice over here.
Oh, I was right.
Fucking
Okay.
Vanilla said, "Yo, fact: Vanilla Ice had never actually visited New York, the birthplace of rap, until August 1990, when SBK's promotion director gave him the grand tour." Now, I wonder what
Fun
the fuck.
fact: he also stole a beat from David Bowie.
What's even better with that, we talked about it last time, was that like instead of paying royalties, he just bought like Under Pressure. So now like he owns the royalties. Like he owns Under Pressure.
Yeah.
So like he owns both. So he gets royalties from David Bowie's music. It's pretty
Well,
fucking wild.
He doesn't mind people making fun of him. He's rich.
He's a really
rich,
good
rich.
carpenter.
We have Run DMC.
What?
No, he is a really good
Nice.
carpenter. Run DMC on there. Sando loves that shit.
I do.
But look at the fucking. Why is Run DMC wearing Tribe Called Quest hats? I don't know. Is this Tribe Called Quest or is that Run DMC? Because they look like they're wearing Tribe Called Quest hats.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Now this is kind of bothering me a little bit because we have a second Heavy D and the Boys.
Oh yeah. They
Now
are.
what kind of
that
shit
was
is
that
this?
phase they went through.
What kind of shit is this?
Too Heavy D and the Boys.
Two Heavy D and the Boys. This isn't like a Jordan rookie card.
Yeah.
That's
You know, if this was like a
bullshit.
Rakim or something,
Yeah.
you know, it would be like, okay, like maybe 2 in a pack is worth it, but Heavy D and the Boys? I don't think so. We got a Tone Loc.
Waterbed Hev.
Tone Loc.
We got a Tone Loc.
Funky Gold Medina.
You hear the story about Bone Thugs and Harmony, who are actually going to be at Grass is Greener with Lil Easy, which is pretty dope. Fucking Lil Easy and Bone Thugs. Worcester the 13th, the Palladium. But Tone Loc, the Bone Thugs guys tell it, and Bone Thugs tell it that they walked up to Tone Loc's door and like rang the doorbell and just started rapping for him.
And he said, "Let's do it."
And he said, "Get the fuck off my property." No, for real. Like, yeah, no. Like, no, he didn't like. He wasn't like rude about it, but he was like, "Yeah, you can't be like walking up on my door rapping and shit like that. It's not cool." And like, they're like, "Yeah, now that we're older, we get that we can't be doing shit like that." But like, it's a true story.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That's how Ludacris said he got put on too.
Fucking
Ludacris is a rapper.
fucking Tone Loc. And then
Again?
no, that's the
Oh,
one.
okay.
Eric B and Rakim.
Yeah.
There we go. We got one. Eric B looking like you didn't realize how much of a gangster ass motherfucker
Yeah,
Eric
he
B
He
was.
always looks so gangster in
He never
comparison to
talked.
Rakim.
Like when you're older and you look like, oh, that motherfucker's a gangster ass
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Like that guy's clearly like a gangster. Like yeah, clearly. Like
Absolutely.
fucking Eric B and Rakim. He was Death Row East, which was wild. That whole that Nas song and
crazy.
shit. Oh, I thought it was almost being instrumental. Fab Five Freddy does have the last of the.
Because he started your MTV.
And just for a fucking bonus, he's on the back with third base fishing on a
Oh,
boat.
I guess third base. I get a win.
And look at
win.
that is
Van
Fab Five
Styles
Freddy.
gets the gas
What is
face.
Fab Five Freddy doing?
Ugh.
What is Fab Five Freddy doing in this picture?
fishing.
Really?
He's not even fit yet, but he's not even
That's
fishing.
not very hip.
No,
He's
Search,
holding the ring.
No,
He's holding
Search
the line
is
up.
fishing.
Yeah.
And he's holding the fish up. It's a weird.
Maybe
It's a
he's
weird
trying
picture.
to eat the fish.
It's a weird picture. Now let's see if do you guys think we won. Do you guys think we're going to be on your MTV Raps?
It don't matter. It's
I
not
mean,
gonna be-
it's an
not
instant
valid.
winner. We have
I
thousands.
think we won.
Thousands of prizes.
Yeah, I
Can-
think we're
can
gonna
we get
make
a
it
drum
too.
roll? Can we get a drum roll? Oh, we have to scratch it. I forgot about these. Does anyone have a coin anymore? Is that a thing?
No, I usually use my key or a fingernail.
There you go.
Yeah, one. You have coins on
Yeah,
you?
he goes.
What are you riding? What are you riding the bus or something?
Change for the bus.
What the fuck is this guy?
Oh, let's see. Big winner.
No.
A night
Says
with-
sorry, try again. And me breathing this like shit in probably just gave me cancer.
Oh, bro. So you know what? I bet you all those other packs are going to be very similar.
This shit right here was kind of dope prizes. You could have won a satin jacket, a T-shirt, you could have won an MTV Raps cassette, a pin. This thing's probably worth
Cassette. That's how long ago
money.
this
Yeah,
was.
it's just crazy. We could have went to New York fucking city and saw that shit live.
What was your first cassette?
My first cassette was Quiet Riot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That
That's a
went
dope
left.
cover.
That Christmas, I got the small.
Why'd you look up there?
boombox. I was looking for that. It was the bigger version of it in a Quiet Riot tape. That was my Christmas.
Oh, that's
Like,
Come
I don't
on,
have
feel the
Quiet Riot.
noise. I was a metalhead
Come
for a
on,
while.
feel the. What was your first CD?
So Sando,
I don't remember. I don't remember what my first CD was.
it wasn't quite right.
It wasn't Quiet Riot.
Fucking Sando. So tonight we'll be seeing you in Boston with Leeds, Problematic XL.
will
You tell
be
everyone in
announced.
this camera right here where they can find you and where they can hire you and all that. You know.
Okay. You can find me at Sandofilmsproductions on Instagram, Sandofilmsproductions Facebook, at Sandofilms everywhere else. If you need work, you can always instant message me. You can hit me up my email, sandofilms@gmail.com.
And you'll
Yeah.
film anything.
I mean, yeah.
Anything, yeah.
Porn?
No, I've had offers.
Why no to porn?
I don't want to get involved in that racket. That would be like his buddy.
I don't wanna get involved
his
in
twin
that
brother was a
racket.
porn director.
Yeah, I don't want to get involved in that racket.
The,
All right.
the,
No,
the
I had a
fake
couple
fan
people
style.
reach out to me on Craigslist, and I've got my wife afterwards. You can take a shot. I'm like,
Take a shot.
I'm like, come on.
We'll throw her in. She's part of the
I want
package.
to pay a lot of money, and I'm just like, I said no to it. I just feel like it's like being me turning into paparazzi. Like I'm not going to do that either. Like I have no respect for them.
Wow, Sando
So
Films has
Sando will
morals.
not film your porn. But
Yeah.
besides that, your kid's birthday party, he will film that.
Yeah, no porn, birthday parties, yes.
Excellent.
But if somebody's in their birthday suit, isn't that considered porn?
It is, but you're not going to see that
At a birthday
at a
party.
kid's birthday party.
At a kid's
Unless you're there.
You really took
With
it there,
that said
Sando.
right there, Van, what do you want to tell these guys?
I want to tell them about the Big Dookie Chain. Like, subscribe. Myself, Van Styles, Tash to the left of me, Hush behind the cameras, and the guest of honor, Sando Films, and a place to be.
Fuck whack music. Fuck Fcurtschilling. Sense lives. Marty forever. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.